Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
It's Clobberin time!
Oh, that it is, folks. It is time to clobber, as in Clobberin time. Clobberin Times on YouTube. On YouTube, number 435. Overall, of course, number 1,135. And there you go. And, of course, this is Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk. Let me get it together here, right? Yikes. Oh, boy. Oh, my goodness. Well, hello, everyone. Good to see you, my friends. Who is here with us this evening? The great J-Man is here. I know you said you had to run, J-Man, but in the event that J-Man has not run out yet, a week from tonight, folks, just I'm doing just some show notes here. We'll say hello to everyone else in a sec. But a week from tonight, we will what will we be doing? Oh yeah, we will have two shows. It'll be this normal time slot, Monday night Mark C. Comics Talk, as always. Whatever the case may be, whatever the topic may be, but a bit earlier than that, 3 hours earlier than that, actually. 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We will have a Clobby's Classic Comics Review Special. With joining me again is, of course, the great J-Man. We will be reviewing DC Comics Presents number 29. In classic, by Lin Wein, Jim Starlin, and Romeo Tangal, Superman and the Spectre. And I love this comic. Now, it has been ages since I've read it, but I'll never forget it. Of course, I'll reread it again right before we go on the air and discuss it. It's a hell of a comic. Great stuff. Interesting comic here. And I love doing these reviews with J-Man and other friends. We've had a lot of fun this year doing Clobby's comic reviews, and I haven't done one in a bit. And we need to get back on track on that, and we will with this and others coming up very soon, including some videos about it, because I've been reading a lot of old comics lately. Anyway, that's that, of course. And then, but before that, of course, I'll have Wednesday night wild card, whatever that will be. We'll have the Clubhouse on Thursday night, of course. and Saturday Night Star Trek, of course, with 4 more episodes of DS9, in addition to other things we will be doing, that I'll be on whenever I can. I try to join on the Tuesday or Thursday night. I'm always so honored to be on there with Tom and the gang for the Midnight's Edge crew when I can make it there, and I appreciate them so much. What else is there? And of course, Nick and the gang, the Comic Shop gang, on Friday nights. Having a lot of fun doing that. That was just great fun this past week on Friday. That's great. And of course, the Sunday Night Geekery had a blast last night on the great Mark D with the C's channel. What a fun geek time that was, as it always is. So please, of course, go to Mark D's channel and subscribe. Nick's channel as well. Everyone, all these friends' channels. And yeah. And by the way, yeah, I didn't check that score. I can't watch. I don't have the way to watch ESPN, so I don't know the score of that game there, Mark. Who's winning that game right now? But I can't check it and see. Yeah. No, okay. 6-6. Is that all in fourth? Down? Oh no. Third quarter, and it's only 6-6. Well, okay. Well, I would be watching that right along with you if I could there, Mark, but, it's on ABC. That's weird. ABC where? Of course, my garbage antenna, I can barely get the ABC affiliate here. So that's strange. I know ESPN owns ABC, but I'm surprised by that. Very surprised. So, okay. Well, let's see. Maybe I can get it. Just so I can have it on there. Of course, even if I can, it'll be we have our affiliate for ABC is terrible. So that's crazy. Anyway, let me say hello to our friends who are with me tonight. I didn't come here to watch football at you anyway. So, and yeah, as I'm looking at it now, I can't even get that channel. My antenna's so screwed up. Nah, I guess there's a way to watch it off the internet, but I only have the one monitor. It's not that big of a deal anyway, though. But I want to thank you all, to the great Chris Persian, for being here tonight, as well as J-Man, of course. D. Bud Martin, what's up, buddy? The Man of Iron, Brian Hepburn. How you doing there? How you doing? Let's see here. Who else is here? Classic Comics. Good to see you there, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Of course, the aforementioned great Tabata D. Will they see? Yo, dude. After the game, if you want to come holler, let me know. But I know you're busy watching the game, and I don't blame you. Linrod. Yo, what's up, Linrod? Good to see you. And let's see who else is here with us tonight. I think that's everyone so far. So, yeah, I have a garbage antenna, and that our ABC affiliate's way out there anyway. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. Having some trouble with everything around here right now. Yeah, it is on ABC. Oh, you're right. Crazy. It's too bad I have such a terrible antenna for it. And not that it matters much, but I'm surprised it is I'm surprised it's on ABC though. But they'll move it over a little bit. Let's see. Let's see if we can get it. Woo! No, we can't get it. Oh my, no. Sorry, but I'm dropping stuff on my desk here. So now I could get a pixelated version of it. Not even that. Oh well, what can you do? Sorry, but I was having a mess trying to move some stuff around. Maddie's daddy. What's up, bro? But it really is on ABC. That's weird. And Oh, well. So, what's going on, guys? Well, let's take a look at our poll. I don't know how many people have voted yet. Only 8 votes so far. Or maybe I should refresh and see. Hang on a second. Oh, my. Let me refresh this and see how many of these. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I'm having trouble with computers and all kinds of stuff right now. All right. Now, I think I got it refreshed. Let's see here. Okay, 11 votes. The question was, and I'll leave it up the whole night. You know, we talk about some old comics here. The question was, what is your favorite comic book age? Your favorite era, in other words. We have 0 for golden, 42%. For silver, we have 50% bronze and 8% copper. Okay. JD Lewis, what's up, bud? Yeah, I can't believe this is 6 to 6. Yes, my antenna does work now. It's weird. Okay. For the moment, anyway. So, I'm not surprised by this. I was actually a little surprised. Maybe I shouldn't be about bronze being over silver. I got to be honest. I don't get a vote, as you all know. When you make the polls on these, as far as I know, if it's your channel, you don't get a vote. But with one team. Hey, your Muslim uncle. What's up, buddy? I would probably vote bronze because I'm a Bronze Age baby. Does that mean I think it's better than the Silver Age? I'm not saying that at all. Because if I'm going by what has more quality stuff, there's some, actually, yeah, bronze may have more quality stuff in the later Bronze Age. Copper has some great stuff too. But remember, just says favorite. The word favorite. That's a key word you always have to keep in mind. Loki. Hey Loki, I don't know how to vote. What's up, man? Good to see you with the great dude. Loki's here. As far as I know, it doesn't let me vote. Maybe you know a way, since you have a channel and you've done polls. Do they let you vote? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see there. There you go, Mark. Your Giants are on top now. But no, let me know if you know any way that I can vote in the thing. I don't think I'm allowed to because I made the thing. But anyway, I got to say, since I can never vote in these things that I know of anyway, I always tell everyone that I tell everyone what my vote would be. In this case, it would be bronze. Are you on delay? Wow. My goodness. Well, I won't report anything anymore. I spoiled you. A lot of Silver Age we would get from the... Look, I was born in the Silver Age, but I'm a Bronze Age baby because it was the Bronze Age when I was able to get on the bicycle and ride it to the 7-Eleven and get my Slurpee cup with a superhero on it and get my quarter comics for 25 cents. Your Muslim uncle, by the way, says, I love how the first 2 comics in the omnibus is the Legion messing with Superboy and him crying. Oh, yeah. Oh, those old stories were crazy. Those first old Legion stories, man. I haven't read some of those in a while. They're crazy stuff, dude. Thank you, Eric K, for the super chat. You too kind buddy says Clobby's real favorite age is the Stone Age. Well, that's true. Naturally, it goes without saying. Actually, that would be the gold. That would be golden. That would be the golden age. So you don't have to tell me how you voted, but if anyone wants to tell me which way they voted right now, so I can get sort of a feel of the room here, what everyone says. They only give you 4 options, which is the only 4 I would care about anyway, because the 20th century is the only one that really matters when it comes to comics. I'm not saying there have been no comics of the 21st century that I've liked. Not saying that. But in my opinion, all the greatest comics were done in the 20th century. That's all I'm saying. All of them. And again, you're going to get stuff like, well, look, come on, there were some good. I'm not saying there weren't good ones. They only give you the 4 slots, though. So gold, silver, bronze, copper. And now we're at 13 votes. Silver Age is down to 38%, whereas in the big lead, bronze has 54, and old copper has 8 right now. And that's wow, it changed like on a heartbeat there. We've got another we got another vote going for bronze. So now bronze is at 57 with silver at 36, and copper dropped to 7%. There you go. So here we go. All right, we got some votes. I'm going to star them and then report on them. I left out Modern Comics. No, Modern Comics left themselves out. Modern Comics left themselves. So Mark D says bronze. That's me. I'm a bronzer. And my buddy Loki says tie, bronze, and copper. Yeah, I can see that. Well, there was some good stuff in copper, but most of it was, I can't. For me, I can't say the volume's there. But I hear you, brother. I mean, there have been some of my favorite comics ever that were were from that Copper Age. Astro City was Copper Age. Marvels was Copper Age. Kingdom Come, so in 1963, and so there's some great stuff in copper, no question about it. But when I think about it, silver, man, it's tough to compete with silver, but bronze, silver, look, if I'm being honest, if I had to go with my head, not my heart, as someone who will never actually really qualify as a comic book historian, but one who loves reading, comics history and stuff, some of the greatest art and crazy, like, imaginative characters were conceived of in the Silver Age. Some of the best and most brilliantly written stories were done in the Bronze Age. Remember, Kirby flourished. He was great enough in Golden and even in Bronze, but he flourished in the Silver Age, and some of the greatest concepts, creations, characters, and art was done in the Silver Age. And it's probably maybe the most important of the ages. Although, without Golden, you don't have any of them, right? And there's an article used to run in Alter Ego all the time, a magazine that I like from TwoMorrows, the great TwoMorrows, that used to say, well, we didn't know it was the Golden Age. It was stories from back in the Golden Age. So they didn't know at the time what age they were in. They just knew they were making comic books. And then the Bronze Age, has the writing advantage. You have the Don McGregors of the world. So some of the stuff that Steve Gerber, crazy though it was, the subversive stuff by Gerber and Englehart and Doug Mensch and people like that. But then, of course, leading into Frank Miller and John Byrne and Alan Moore and of course, don't leave out the great Paul Levitz and other great writers. So that's a good question. All right, Linrod, I'll do this for every now and then people kind of scuffle a little bit about which age is which. And which age is which, Linrod, is basically from the beginning. The ages, even though there were some comic books before Superman, let's just go with Superman 1938. Obviously, for years before that, if you want to go with, famous funnies, the first comic books, you can start the Golden Age there. The Golden Age starts from the 30s. I'll just ballpark it at the mid to late 30s, even though technically 38 Superman. The Golden Age starts with, I'm going to start with Superman, 38. So 1938 and into 1954-ish, that would be your Golden Age. Almost every age is about the 15-year range plus, give or take. And around the 54-ish, 55, 56, with the advent of what later became known as Earth 1, with the Barry Allen Flash, the newer versions of those characters, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, Showcase, and such, mid-50s starts your Silver Age. Yeah, classic. People do debate them. For me, they're not debatable, but I understand they are debatable. But anyway, and then clearly the clearest distinction is 1970, when Kirby left Marvel to go to DC to start his fourth world on Jimmy Olsen and the other titles. That ushered in the Bronze Age for me. Since Kirby is easily, whether you're a fan of him or not, he's the most influential artist and creator in all of comics history, and it's not even close. His leaving Marvel, which was so huge and did so much and changed the industry so much. The original FF is Silver Age, by the way, Limron. The Bronze Age was ushered in 1970 by Kirby. Now, and then I think it ends in 1985 with Crisis on Infinite Earths. And in between 85 and 86, when you have the my hated but loved by some Byrne Superman revamp. You had Wonder Woman revamped by Perez. You kind of had Batman tooled around and retconned and revamped a little bit by Miller. So I go in roughly 15-year intervals. Then that gives you 15 years to the 20th century. To the end of the 20th century. That gives you a decade and a half until 2000. And Chris Persia is pretty much kind of nailing it for me. I would say 38 to 54 personally, Chris, but that's close enough. I mean, if the thing I'm going to be most hardline on is the cutoff point. 1970 is when Kirby left. So you got 71 through 85. I say 70 through 85 personally, but yeah, I mean, it's. And then the modern age is the garbage. For 10 years, there were still some comics that were rateable and likable here and there. So you could call that, if you want to call that the brass age or whatever the hell. What do they, in all seriousness, do they have it? The Iron Age, if you want to call that the Iron Age, fine. But after 2011 and the Screw 52, I call it the garbage. So, and D-Bud says, lots of great stuff in the Bronze Age, but wouldn't have happened without Silver. Well, yeah, but Silver wouldn't have happened without Golden. And yet, the art and the ideas and the stories and the concepts are in Silver, are superior to what was done in the Golden Age. And, well, again, that's just an opinion. I mean, I have lots of friends who prefer the Golden Age, and that's all fine and good, too, So. So it's all just, so that's why I always like to use the word favorite. Always use the word favorite. I mean, that's what I like to do anyway, because, everyone has, I'm not going to sing the song, has their favies. Yep, the poop age indeed there. But, so let me refresh that and see where we are again on the poll. Is anyone reading? What are you reading right now? I was talking about the retro reads last week, and I'm really gonna talk about them a little bit this week because I've been reading. I've been going back and just at least 2 to 3 or more older comics today. I've been sticking bronze. It doesn't mean I'll stay completely in the Bronze Age, but it's going to be retro. All right, we have 17 votes now. Golden got a vote. I'm proud. I'm glad to see Golden get a vote. All right, so now, interesting indeed, Bronze Age in the big lead with 53%. Our beloved Silver Age has 35% right now. And Golden and Copper are in a dead heat at 6%. What do you say about that? Wow. Linrod said, still going through FF. I'm almost out of Omnibus. Going to have to pick up the next book soon. Yep. That's for sure, Maddie. Yeah, Maddie's daddy, absolutely. Maddie, I called you Maddie. Well, you're Maddie's daddy. Gotcha, Steve. Steve, that's absolutely right. No, nothing without the golden. That's for sure. Okay, let's see here. D-Bud is still reading. Damn it. Still reading my Conan Epic collections. A new one comes out Wednesday. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Niceness. Yeah, I love it. I finally got my I got a great package in today. At least a package. I know someone's gonna make me. What can you do? Nothing you can do about it. Someone's gonna make that dumb joke. But let's see here. Oh, your Muslim uncle, you said you have, speaking of your mother, pretty good right now. Still at the hospital waiting to see how special. Oh, my best and sincerest wishes, your Muslim uncle, to your sweet mother. And I think you're speaking of your mother. I don't get to see the whole thing of the chat, but yes, Eric asked about your mother. Best wishes, buddy. Good luck to her and love to her. But I got some cool stuff in the mail today. I showed this last week. I got the digital of it, because I love my TwoMorrows books, and you get the digital when you order the physical copy. So now I got my physical copy of it. I got to tell you, man, I love TwoMorrows. They know how to wrap a damn book. Because I think I talked about this before. Wait. My Alex Ross FF book order got canceled? What a revolting development this is. Are you kidding me? That's terrible. Mark, you can't let that happen. If you have trouble getting the book, let me know if I need to go look for one somewhere. That's not acceptable. Not that book, damn. Okay, let's see. Oh, Brian Hepburn said, I'm currently rereading through the Tash and Spider-Man volume. Oh, that's great. Volume 1, 1960 through 64. Oh, that's those are beautiful books, those Tash and books. Oh, my God, man. They never got any books to ship out. Holy shite. You might be able to find somebody else who has it. Maybe the distributor itself. I think In Stock Trades has it. I'm fairly sure In Stock Trades has it, but I can check for you, dude. Don't miss that book, man. Oh, good Lord. But dude, this book's fantastic. I love TwoMorrows. I talked about it last week. I showed some stuff from it, but I finally got my physical copy. And man, TwoMorrows, because if you order books from Amazon, they come, they ship them like shite. They'll ship them in these flimsy ass envelopes, like they did to Mark with his, with his big TMP special edition 4K. So when I first ordered from them, way back. I mean, I've been ordering from. Actually, we've been ordering from them since the mid '90s. But as far as when they started having an online store in the early 2000s, and I started ordering my stuff from them because they have magazines I love. They do Alter Ego still. They used to do Comic Book Artists that kind of became Back Issue magazine, and they do all these great books on comic history like this one here. And the first time I ordered from them, they just sent stuff in an envelope, and my mags got all beat up. Well, I love my mags to be in perfect condition. It's weird because there's nothing else about me that gets in perfect condition, but my mags and my comics, boys. So I wrote them and asked them, could they, the next time I ordered, I asked them if they could please ship package, items, mags, books, whatever, in a sturdy cardboard container because my mail, they'll get all beat up in the mail. Tie a game, dude. So, what happened? You guys hearing me? Something's wrong. Are you guys hearing me at all? I don't know if I'm being heard. Okay, thanks. My weird. My the picture just disappeared from there, so I thought having trouble connecting. Hey, Gary Carpenter. Oh, thanks everybody. That was weird. My picture disappeared for me. All right. Anyway, the picture of my link there. I don't know. Something happened. All right. Well, we're good. So yeah, after that, man, they've always every time I've ordered from them for 15 years now from their online store. I used to order from them before that too. And every time I always say, and I'm sure it's repetitive, but I always make sure I said, please ship in a very sturdy container. This time they overdid it. It was fantastic. This book and the newest issue of the Kirby Collector, which was accompanying it, they were wrapped up, bubble wrapped, and then wrapped around by one really strong cardboard container, then another strong, big cardboard box. Man, they were not going anywhere. It was a first rate job. So when you order from these people, they care about your business. Like I said, they once replaced a box of mine they had no obligation to do. They got rained all over because of my stupid mail person. So I love the TwoMorrows guys. This book is great. I got a chance to read all of it yet, but I'm reading some of it here and there. I'm going to probably go dig into this thing. Also, I got the, like I said, the new issue of the Jack Kirby Collector. The Steve Sherman tribute issue. Steve Sherman, of course, for those who don't know. Hey, Pod Racing Palpatine, good to see you. For those who don't know, Steve Sherman was a great, longtime friend of the great Jack Kirby and worked with him and stuff and worked for him. And so that's interesting there. But yeah, so I have every issue of the Jack Kirby Collector. And so anyway, cool stuff. I got the audio back, folks. See, I have a... Are we here now? Sorry, everybody. I'm having a bad night. I hope it's not the computer. In one case, it wasn't. It was just me hitting the button. So. All right. Good to see you there, Pod Racing Palpatine. Hello there. No, Linrod, I myself am the technical difficulty. I'm an idiot. Captain James Tay Skywalker. What's up, dude? Good to see you. So D-Bud is reading those Conan epic collections, which is fantastic. Brian's reading some of those Tash and Spidey books. Those are incredible too. Is anyone else reading any old stuff? Because I've been going all over the place with this old stuff. Like I said, last week I showed a bunch of things that I read kind of. JD Lewis, yo, what's up, bud? In case I missed you before, I can't remember. We reviewed this and some other what ifs the other night on Nick's show, which was a lot of fun. D-Bud, I'm still bummed that we didn't get you to come on that and read. I thought, yeah, it was my fault, man. I should have mentioned it, dude. Hungry to see Johnny Storm be funny again. What's up, brother? Hungry boy, what is up, my friend? But D-Bud, I wish we could have had you there for that, man. That was my fault. Damn it. I should have followed up on it, man. But it would have been great to have you there, buddy. Hopefully next time. But yeah, we reviewed that. This one. A couple others. No, those and one other one. So mainly I've been going all over the place a little bit with some of these things I'm reviewing. I mean, reading, not reviewing. I'm going to be doing some review videos, though. Jack Smallmaw. My goodness. Good to see you, my dear. I hope you were doing well. Big M over there for our wonderful friend Mark C. Jack Smallmaw. I hope you and I hope Jack and I hope Mark C's whole family are doing well, my dear. It's good to see you. I also want to give a shout out to anybody who happens to be lurking tonight or listening later on a download. If I haven't chased you away already, of course. Which you wouldn't be hearing this if I did, would you? So, yeah, I didn't. I didn't think that through there, but dang. So it's just, man, I'd miss comics so much that I'd got away from reading even older ones for a while. And I would, once in a while, I would get something here and there. Wagner, what's up, buddy? Wagner, you didn't miss much of anything except me bumbling around with the equipment. I'm doing well. I'm blessed. Jack as well also. Growing up, he's 13 now and a joy to my heart. Well, that is fantastic, Jack's mama. Appreciate it. Gary Carpenter says you haven't missed anything. Well, I'm probably even though I'm probably being insulted, I can't argue either. He's right. So, And by the way, it doesn't matter. He can insult me all he wants. I mean, I do it to myself all the time. Well, unless Kelly Sue DeConnick is lurking. If she is, all right. I'm just messing around, Gary. If Kelly DeConnick is listening, Kelly, I for one think you are a brave hero. Hey. Oh, buddy, Wes Weskovich, what's up, bro? Who left the boom tube open? I did. I'm having some bad technical problems tonight. I'm screwing everything up. That's a very dear friend of mine, everyone. A good while back, he actually was on the show and showed a bunch of his great collection and stuff. Hopefully, to have him back on again soon to do that. Good to see you there, brother. But if Kelly Sue is listening, and we all know she listens, it's okay, Gary. We can take it, brother. If Kelly, I want to thank her because you can say what you want about Kelly Declonic, whatever. What's her Declonic or whatever? Not, she's married to Matt Fraction, right, or whatever it is. But anyway, okay, Kelly Sue, say what you want. She's not wrong. She's stupid, but she's not wrong. When she came out there, what would the listening equivalent of nasal gaving look at me? I'll have to get back to you on that one, dude. She's not wrong because she said, if you don't like my politics, don't read my books. Problem solved. Well, I mean, looks true, right? Problem is, no one was, a lot of people weren't buying them anyway. But yeah, it's true. Kelly, dear, no one was buying them anyway. Nobody buys modern crap. Well, okay. Not nobody, but you know what I mean. Well, you said you might be listening. Naval casing meets. I got you. No, I get you, duder. But I wish he was listening. Yeah. I mean, look, I'd have who amongst you would want me to interview her? I'm kidding, of course. She would never. But I mean, I'm just saying. What if she did? What if she did want to do an interview with me? What if she like? What if I asked her, invited her on, and she said yes? Would you really think I should do that? Well, doing silly. This is open comic talk. We got nothing going on here, so we're just talking about some old comics that I read. So just for the fun of it, would you want her to interview with old Clobby? Who would want to hear that? Not many people. Granted. Only nobody's buying autograph. They're not buying your books in droves. All right, your muscle uncle egg, buddy. That's okay, bro. Just good to have you here, man. And again, best wishes for you and your mom and your whole family, buddy. Let's see. I'd rather listen to a fire alarm. Let's see. If you could, I'd pay $1. You'd pay $1 to watch? Oh, no, I wouldn't charge you $1. I'd rather listen to the fire alarm for the entire hour. Oh, dear. Linrod. If you think you can make her cry, I'm all for it. Evil. Yeah. In all seriousness, and again, I would not that I would ever invite her anyway. I mean, no interest really, but I would always, if I met that person or anyone else, I'd be as nice as I possibly could, and I'd be nice, and I would say, nice things like, I would ask her, why do you feel the need to put your politics in your comics? I mean, you can do that certainly, and you have, but don't you think you could talk about your philosophies without putting political messaging in there, maybe, and maybe you can try to show people, how great your views are without, alienating people. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, I'd ask her honest questions. But the thing is, she doesn't. People like her, at least as far as I know, I don't know her personally, obviously. They don't really do interviews with people who aren't, telling them what they want to hear. They stay in their echo chamber. So they wouldn't talk to anyone like that. Anyway, the poll, folks, the poll. Let's see what's going on with our poll. The poll question was, We have 24 votes now. All right. What is your favorite comic book age? Wow, this has got, man, it's this, all these polls that I do. They're definitely like a horse race, because I'll stop and I'll go, wow, that one's so far ahead, it's never going to lose the lead. And then another one just takes over. Oh my God, it's just that I'm sitting here, 25 votes. Okay, now in the lead. I mean, and it was behind by 20-something% at one point. Silver Age is now in the lead at 48. Bronze is and now back in second place. It had a gigantic lead earlier, but now it's at 44 in second place. And golden and copper are at a tie at 4%. It's nuts. My friend Wes, does make an interesting point about that. He says, remember the days when writers used to publicly say in interviews in Comics Journal and such that if you don't like their books, to stay with it, you might find something you liked eventually. Yeah. God forbid someone actually even say they would try to do better for readers. Yeah, well. And there's the thing. Some of them admit, Denny O'Neil didn't hide the kind of messaging he put in his comics. But Denny O'Neil, and I've read so many interviews with him, also admitted, he said, those are just my opinions. I mean, he understood that people have differing opinions. He would constantly talk about friends that he had in the industry that had far different opinions from him. He was friends with people that are way on the other side of the fence than he is politically. And I'm not getting political tonight. I'm just saying he's a guy that he said, hey, man, I put what I want to put in my comics, but I want people to read them too. So he did have some subtlety about him. Yeah, it's not an agenda. I mean, look, there was a lot of this didn't the injecting the quote unquote, I don't like to use the word political stuff though in comics didn't start in 2016, folks. I mean, you can go back to Steve Englehart, Steve Gerber, Denny O'Neil, Alan Moore, Frank, all of them. And they were still great comics because first and foremost, they wanted to make a great comic book. And yes, they would put their views in there. I've said this so many times. There have been films, comics, TV shows filled to the brim with sometimes messages that I don't like and don't agree with, and I still love the comic. Sure, Gwagdar. I mean, right now, I was talking earlier how I'm going back to, I'm going all over the place with my retro reads that I keep posting. And I'm going all over the place in the Bronze Age right now. I'm about to start up with I'm starting the Steve Englehart Captain America run. And it gets, look, does it get political? It's all about Watergate. Or not the entire run, but a good chunk of it. And Cap quits. The weird thing I found out, the weirdest takeaway from that, by the way, because I haven't read those in so long. Who remembered that Steve Rogers was a cop for a while with a secret identity? Anybody out there remember it? Be honest, because I didn't remember it. Of course, I haven't read it in forever. Yeah, so who remembers that? Because I've been going back and reading some crazy stuff. Some Bronze Age stuff. Anybody remember that? Show of hands. And Hungry Boy, you knew all these people. Though Denny was privately conservative on a few topics. He had to keep it quiet. Yeah, Denny O'Neil, and he wrote Hard Traveling Heroes like a total hippie. Cap is a cop, sure. Remember? I knew you would remember him, D-Bud. Man, I totally forgot about that. I'm sure Wes probably remembers him too. But I haven't read those in a long time. And I went back and started right at the very beginning, the outset of the of the Englehart run. And my friend Wes is a big Howard the Duck fan. I just started with the Gerber beginnings of those. I'm going all over the place. I'm going back to revisit, Cary Bates, Dave Cockrum, Legion. I'm going to go all the way to the front as far as I can with those. And you know what friggin' title I've been... Oh, man. Here's the fun. I mean, look, it's fun to make fun of them. Fun to make fun of them. Oh, Gwagnar says, I just finished the Englehart Thor run. Some of the issues were a real slog to get through. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if I've read those in forever, if not at all. No, Mark D with a C. He was a cop as Steve Rogers, and he was still Captain America. Does anyone, and I don't know if Wes is still here, but I wonder if he remembers this comic. I didn't read, he knows we're both Legion fans. I had not read this in I make an issue here and there, and it's been forever. Because I love Val Armour. I love Karate Kid. This comic is... I'm going to do a deep dive review on it when I finish all of them. Great Grell cover right here, by the way. J.D. Lewis, fun fact, Steve Englehart couldn't stand Don McGregor's writing, really? So he parodied his style in a sequence in Avengers 137. Wow, I haven't read that. I don't know if I've read 137 since it came out or maybe later. Now that you said that, J.D. Lewis, tonight I'm going to go read that comic. That's what I've been doing. I've just been going all over the place. The Masterworks? Of what, dude? Of the Master, there's not a Masterworks of Karate Kid. You talking about Karate Kid or what book? Which Masterworks, bro? Anyway, that's crazy, J.D. Lewis. I did not know that. But the thing about this Karate Kid series, what blows me away. Well, the first issue was written by was set up by Paul Levitz, I believe he was, but after that, the series was written by a guy named Barry Jameson, which was a pseudonym for Dave Michelini, or Dave Michelini or whatever, who was a good writer at Marvel. I'm not sure. Was he like Jim Shooter and he started when he was like 15 or 16? Or Shooter started when he was 13 or whatever, but man, his writing on Karate Kid. And by the way, I always like to look at the letters pages. There's a letter in one of the issues of Karate Kid. I've read the first 7 or so right now by Mary Jo Duffy. I know you all know that name. Well, some of you know it. I was like, whoa. Because I always like looking in the letters columns to see if there's names you recognize later. Usually people who, would later work in the biz. But anyway, I'm having a blast reading these old comics. Even some of them are like, oh my goodness, I was 12 when that came out. The writing didn't seem like that back then. Holy shite. But, wow, dude. Some of it, good Lord, choke. But what are you going to do? It was still fun, though. I mean, it's just well, David was honing his craft, I suppose. This is the guy that, wrote Demon in a Bottle. He wrote some really good Avengers stories. Dave Michelini was a good writer, I think. I mean, I thought. Anyway, nobody's perfect, right? Yeah, Hungry Boy, Mary Jo. She was a good writer also. And she was apparently a fan of the Legion. And she was, wrote in a critique or a review or so to speak, a letter in Karate Kid, which only lasted 15 issues. And what are you going to do? But I love the character of Karate Kid, though. His Gary, you liked it? You were a fan of the series? Cool. Oh, the Cap. I got you. The Cap Masterworks. Okay. Got you. Yeah. Mary Jo was Wonderful on Power Man and Iron Fist. Agreed, D-Bud. Dave McLiney was excellent on Iron Man. This Karate Kid book here, under the name of Barry Jameson, put it this way, I love Val. It's kind of cool, but man, of course, yeah, Wes says the Karate Kid book is a slog to read. It is. But, the art by Rick Estrada and Joe Staten does not help matters. Let's just be honest. And, Rick Estrada was fine, maybe like with Wally Wood inking him or Bob Layton or whatever. But yeah, so David or Bear was young. Yeah, he did team up with Batman. That's right, Gary. Yeah. So, but I love the character, so I have to read the book. It's been forever since I don't know if I even read them all before, so it's been ever since I've even read any of them. So I'm going to finish the whole thing and do a review. And of course, I've also been going back and reading from this point on from Superboy and the Legion. Yeah. Oh, Wes, but yeah, Mary Jo was terrific on Power Man and Iron Fist. She was a really good writer. Yeah. Not a Staten guy, Hungry Boy. I'm sorry. I like E-Man's okay, I guess. I couldn't stand this Green Lantern run. I'm sorry. And I like him inking Sal Buscema on Hulk, and he's inking Rick Estrada, so there's not a whole lot you can do there. No offense, Rick Estrada. Yeah, like he's listening somewhere. But see this here, decided to start my rereading of Legion from this point. Wagner says, I was very disappointed in the Karate Kid comic. Not once did Mr. Miyagi fight the Time Trapper. Yes, what's up with that, dude? And by the way, I ordered this I ordered these Legion t-shirts from from a site that makes Legion t-shirts and other stuff. And I got a shirt coming with this on it. This cover, I love this one. So I started back at this point, and I'm going to go all the way. Obviously, I'm reading other stuff as well. But I'm going to go all the way to the end of the Baxter run. I'm going to go all the Legion books. On a semi-related note, Minimus used to call me Richard Dragon. Yes. Staten. Yeah, Clobby adores Staten like I adore Allred. That's right. Hungry Boy does not like Mike Allred. I'm not saying personally. I'm saying he doesn't like his art. And I say that because he's been in the business. He may well have met Mike Allred. I don't know. Wes says the Karate Kid series was doomed because it wanted to ride the Kung Fu wave, but wiped out. Yes, it did. Marvel seemed to be better at that, didn't they? Because you had that and Richard Dragon. But the thing is about that, Karate Kid's reason for being in the 20th century. Well, I haven't gotten to the reason yet because it was pretty lame at the beginning there, saying why he's staying. They were pretty nonchalant about letting one of their members stay in the 20th century like that. And then he's walking around telling everybody in the 20th century that he's from the 30th century. Everybody knows about it. It's in the news. He doesn't even wear any other clothes at all. And of course, conveniently, his flight ring doesn't work. I mean, if he just said, I'm not going to use the flight ring, would be one thing, but he just doesn't. It broke, of course. And he's been several times. He's been back to the 30th in a couple of issues. They've come back to him. He couldn't get another flight ring from them. Captain Infinity. That I agree with, JD. Bob Layton worked miracles over Staten on All-Star. Yes. Captain Infinity, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Yes, he did bring back an almanac. Wes says that's a great issue of Superboy. Cockrum introduced that wild look for Timberwolf that he copied later for Wolverine. Yes, sir. I love Validus, by the way. So yeah, I started reading some of these, and so reading those, but I'm going, like I said, I'm going random with a lot of this stuff. Oh, that was called The Gun That Was an Asshole to the Legion. Well, I'll show you a weird what if that I liked. I showed this last week a little. I talked about this a little bit last week. I've been doing a lot more since then, but I don't have pictures of them up here. I actually like this comic. Am I weird? Did anyone else like this one? Oh, yeah. Hungerbush says Leighton improved everybody. You too, Byrne. Boy, did he ever. Now, Byrne didn't like Leighton's inks, but I did. I cannot really go into why. Maddie's Teddy. You're overstating Staten and Leighton. Oh, my. Ah, man. I'm sorry. Steve Mitchum? That was, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you for your
agonizer, please.
Oh boy, good one. Yeah, Savage Sword artist Gary Quappiz really helped with that what if story. I agree. Wes says, I like Alred's art, but his writing is not my cuppa. Yeah. Every time I read an Alred comic, I think he left the best part of it in his head. Yes, the best Mike Alred's ever been for me was when Kurt Busiek wrote that Untold Tales of Spider-Man 1996 yearbook. For me, that's the best Alred's work he's ever done, which was a great comic, and of course, he had nothing to do with the writing. So there you go. Where were I? So yeah, and of course, I love me some Wildfire, and they call him Wildfire. I love this. I'm sorry, I know he's Erg at the moment, but I love that he comes back as Wildfire. So yeah. Anyway. Oh dear. So, and I've been reading a whole bunch more. Again, on Nick's show the other night with the boys, we did review 4 issues of What If. This was probably the most bonkers of them. Does anyone remember this one? Boy, this was crazy stuff. We reviewed the first 12 issues and change of Nova a few months back on Nick's show, so we reviewed this one as one of our What Ifs the other night. This thing is this comic is batshit insane, as they say. It is bonkers stuff here, boy. Let me tell you, in a fun way. And for those who again who did not read it, you have the 4 different people who become Nova. A random woman whose husband happens to be being mugged and murdered, and she goes out on a killing spree like she's the Punisher with Nova powers. Peter Parker. Boy, the Peter Parker story was insane too. A lot of good art. Walt Simonson did the art on that first one with the woman. Ross Andrew, who was doing Spider-Man at the time, did the art on that. Carmen Infantino's art on the other story, with the kind of soulful, nice gentleman who goes to the orphanage and makes friends on Christmas night that defeats the Skrulls to save the Earth. Who we find out just out of nowhere that he's got a Nova costume under his clothes. That was Carmine. It was Carmine inked by Jim Mooney, and that's what it was. And then the fourth story, George Perez. Hey, Al Palamis minion. And the pepperoni. Hope you're doing well. That fourth story with the thug with the powers, George Perez, and Tom, heavily inked by Tom Palmer. That was pretty interesting. Kind of crazy, but this was a nutty issue here. Oh my God. Let's see what everyone's saying. Wagner says, did you cover ROM 24 and What If 36, part of the Nova series? We didn't do 36 or ROM 24. We covered the first 12 and the Spidey crossover for Nova. I have that issue ROM somewhere, and I think I'm drawing a blank on what is 36. Let me see what 36 was, because I know we didn't review 36, but let me see what issue that was now, because this Nova one was 15. Now you've got me curious on what 36 is. Let me look real quick and see, which won't take but a second. If my computer works so slow. Oh, what if the Fantastic Four had not gained their powers? That's Well, 36, you may be thinking of a different volume than Guagnorm, because 36 in volume 1 is the one where the Fantastic Four, when Byrne had them basically with their no powers, the challenges of the unknown type thing. J.D. Lewis says, while I loved Levitz and Giffen in the 80s, my personal heyday of the Legion was Cockrum and Grell in the 70s. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, J.D. Lewis. I love it, man. And I'm about to be reading all those again. I'm just started rereading them. I mean, who knows? It may be 20-something years or more since I've read a lot of those. I mean, reread the Great Darkness saga about a couple of years back, but I'm gonna go from there. I'm gonna start at that jumping on point when they first got their name on the cover of a comic book, which was, of course, Superboy starring the Legion of Superheroes. But as far as a regular series, anyway, I'm starting there, and I will stop at the end of 1989, the Magic Wars, the first Baxter series, and that will be that. But so it's a lot of fun Legion reading in my future, but I'm also mixing it up with a lot of other stuff. Oh, I got to check the poll here again. Let me refresh here. Let's see. Takes me a second with me damn slow ass computer. Sorry. Shite. All right. Let's see where we is. Okay, come on. All right, so we got 26 votes so far. What is your favorite comic book age? We're at the same as we were before, though. Silver and bronze tied at 46 now. Oh, they're tied again. That's right. Silver passed it for a while. My apologies. And golden and so we got two ties there. Golden and copper at 4%. Who will win? Maddie says, I'm the only one standing up for Siegel and Schuster. No, I mean, if that's your favorite age, remember the question's favorite. And if you enjoy reading Golden Age comics more than you enjoy reading other ones, hey, I say go for it, man. Look, I'm not talking about better or any kind of scientific or historical reason why you think one is superior or what one owes one other one or any of that. Just what year's your favorite? What you like to read the most? And you only get these polls, they only give you 4 choices. But in my opinion, now it's just an opinion, there are only 4 choices anyway, because the 20th century, when it comes to comic books, is the only one that matters. In my opinion, of course. Hungry boy. Oh. We got a lead change again? Hey, I'll check it. Hungry Boy says, my cutoff point for comics might be when Sue Storm was put into the the boob window outfit. Yeah. Yeah. A toss with Burns' atrocity. A toss-up against atrocity against Big Barda. Well, I guess I can't blame you there. Weskovich's favorite comic age was when he was 9. That would be bronze, buddy. That would make you a bronzer. But you also have, or how close are you, by the way, to getting every comic? I won't out you by what year or month, but whatever every comic the month you were born, which I won't tell. Don't if you don't share that information here. But you are a collector, and you know to get every comic the month you were born for anywhere is like extraordinary. And how close are you to that? You don't have to tell any information you don't feel comfortable about, of course. Let's see. Oh, 27 votes, and now bronze is back in the lead. 48% to the Silver's 44%. Silver made a great comeback, though. It was way, way behind for a while there. And like I said, I don't get a vote, but I would have voted bronze because it's from my heart. You know, it's. Oh, my goodness. It was 68, and he's got. See if you can wrap your brain around this. It was, you know, especially for back then. You know how much the value you get out of a lot of your comics from that time period in 1968. And he has 75% of the comics that came out the month he was born. That's something else, man. You'll get to 100. Yeah, Wes is a young feller. He was 9 in 77. I was 13 in 77. At least for a little less than half of it. But yeah, there you go. So I don't know. I mean, we don't know who's going to win this race. I'm going to go to the very end of the show before I stop the poll. So if anyone else pops in and votes, wow. Lenrod didn't exist in 77. You're better off. Apollome's a youngster. She was 6 in 77. Transparent aluminum? Aye, laddie. That's the ticket. Wagner was also 6 in 77. Got a lot of young folks here. Gary Carpenter said, I was born in March, but can you guess what year? Yes, I'm going to guess 1960. I mean, I'm just saying. Because you know a lot of old stuff there. I'm just D-Bud's got me by just a couple of years. I'm glad somebody could be older than me. I was 77 in 77. Yeah. Well, at least I felt like I was. Brian was 5 in 77. Maddie's daddy was 45 and yeah. Yes. Who was 25 or 6 to 4? I was a Blackadder turnip in 77. You turnip head. The tough part is done. Iron Man 1, Submariner 1, both came out the same month. Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah. Nice. You'll get there, bro. You will get there. Sith Eternal in the 77. Black Sabbath was 7 in 77, said Linrod. But yeah, that's a high dollar month there, brother. Well, any month back then is going to be, right? But yeah, especially that one. Yeah. Yes, sir. Well, what can you do? You know, surprisingly, I thought this story was pretty good too. love me some Ron Wilson. He maybe not have been my choice for the art on this, but it was a pretty good story though. I liked it. The big key with mine is a little different than many other people doing the same thing. So, in that case, brother, you saying there are other people that do that with their month? I mean, I've never heard of that till you told me about it. I'm collecting books that actually came out that month. Not cover dated that were coming out there. Yeah, of course. How many of us scoured flea markets for back issues made before we were born? Could read. Yeah. I do not know. You were 10 and 77. Okay, I got you, Gary. That means at least you're younger than me, brother. But this was actually a pretty interesting story. Believe it or not. Fairly well done. This had a Legion story in it. You know why I read this one, right? I have this one, of course. I got you, WW. I hear you, babe. But yes, of course, we've got the first appearance of one of my all-time favorites, Wildfire. Wildfire is my favorite Legionnaire not called Superboy or Mon-El. And like I said, I love doing these reviews. I'm going to do some, like I said, we're going to do more reviews coming up a week from tonight at a very early hour, special hour, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm looking forward to talking to J-Man on this one. Everyone remember this, by the way? We're going to review it in depth next week, J-Man and I, but it's the one that always stuck with me. I love this comic. It's crazy. Crazy stuff, but I love it. Keely Chow, Roll Tide, my friend. Good to see you. My local comic store has a ton of old back issue stuff. It's in Aladdin. It's in Aladdin's Cave. Superman spells, Jimmy Olsen, amongst others. Nice. Is that the name of the shop there, Pod Racing? Aladdin's Cave? Why does that sound familiar to me? Why does that name sound familiar to me? Maybe it's just my imagination. Just probably me imagination. Well, who knows? What's going on? Oh, just nothing's going on in all there, Keely. Just kind of talking on open comics talk tonight. We'll have a topic next week, I'm sure. Just Keely does that to me every time now. Now Eric's going to see that. He says, just like Gary, Clobberin used to own a comic book store. And I ran that sucker right into the ground. Let me tell you something, buddy. But I had a lot of fun, though. It was a lot of fun running it into the ground. And I'd do it all over again, bub. And I know you guys would all come and buy comics from me. And we'd have fun. Now you're just being silly there, Hunger Boy. Next week's topic will be Kelly Jones Batman ears. Nah, dude. Dude, that's just wrong. Palpatine, like picking up movie adaptations. Interesting you mentioned that. Pod Wrestling Palpatine, about 2 years ago, the namesake of this show, Mark C., our dear departed good friend Mark C. and I, who used to do shows with me all the time, of course, we did a whole show just about comic book movie adaptations. That's true. Wes ran his right into because Wes, of course, also had a comic shop, and he ran his right into the woods, which is better than running into the ground, I'd say. So, yes, pod racing. So yeah, we did a whole show, and I had a great time too. My buddy Mark C. and I talking about comic book adaptations, movie comic adaptations. Lots of fun. Because that was a big. Remember that, man? Remember, I was kind of. I don't know what it was. It's funny how I take it for granted now, but I used to really like that when a new big blockbuster movie was coming out. I had to always get the comic book adaptation. Many times before the movie came out, of course, they come out and, remember those days? Yeah. When was the last time they've done a comic book adaptation of a movie? And you can't count. Don't count. I don't think they even do it for the MCU shit or anything, but if they do it for the MCU crap or whatever, I do recall indeed, buddy. Yes. It was comic shop in the sticks, man. And you loved every second of it. I don't know, maybe you didn't. I can't speak for you. But see, when's the last time they've done that? When's the last time they adapted a blockbuster movie into a comic book? And even one of the comic book character movies. They don't even do that anymore. I don't even think they do that. They don't even adapt like the MCU crap in the comics anymore. It's not even, as the kids would say, not even a thing anymore. Oliver Belamonte, welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Yes, I saw that yesterday, whatever. Superman actor Christopher Reeve, the great Christopher Reeve, was born on September 25th, 1952. Had he still be alive, he would have turned 70 years old yesterday. Yeah. Love him. I love me some Christopher Reeve. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. I meant to mention that last night on the Geekery and totally forgot about it on Mark's show last night. Yeah, they were doing some prequels for some. Yeah, that's right, some prequels. Yeah. Yes. Great Krypton indeed. This is no fantasy. No careless product of wild imagination. No, my good friends. All right, Steve, brother. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here, bro. Have a wonderful night with Maddie. Take care, bro. Missing annual number 4 of what, Gary Carpenter? What book are you referring to? JD says, what's wrong with this damn chat? Crazy. One of my favorite adaptations way back when was Marvel's Dune adaptation. Yeah. Bill Sienkiewicz. Yeah, that was pretty good. I bought that. Let's see here. Mark D, sorry about that, dude. That's the way the football crumbles there, bro. You're probably too tired and don't feel obligated, but you are always welcome. You have a link, sir. Just in case. Well, that's a damn shame. But always a shame when the Cowgirls win, but I'm sorry, Keely Chow. I'm just kidding. I know you're a Cowboys fan. So, Keely, you did good tonight. And Mark didn't. So sorry. So sorry. Oh, you heading out there, Gary Carpenter? Well, have a good one. Thanks for being here tonight. In the history of weird adaptations, when IDW got the rights to Star Trek, they wanted to do a trade of all the movie adaptations. They realized Wrath of Khan had never been done. Yeah, so they did it. They did Wrath of Khan, yeah. So they did one, yeah. It was possibly the worst Star Trek comic ever created. It was pretty terrible, if I remember. I think I bought that. I'm pretty sure I bought it. No problem, Duder. See you when you get here. Yeah. So, yeah. And that was it. Probably that was like 2010ish or something. I think, Wes. Ballpark. And hey, Canadian Spider-Man does whatever a Canadian Spider can. What is up, my buddy? Good to see you. Star Trek of old is still better than any trash since 2001. Well, yeah, that's because anything after 2005 is not Star Trek. It's filth. Good old Canadian Spidey. Good to see you, bro. So, that was the Wrath of Khan comic book adaptation from IDW that Wes refers to. I want to say it was like maybe the 2010-ish time, maybe 11. I don't know exactly the year, but that's not somewhere up in there. Khan looked like B. Arthur. Oh shit, dude. Yeah. So, but I wonder if that was the last. Certainly, kind of one of the last times that and that wasn't even a new movie, of course, obviously. What if that was the last actual movie comic book adaptation that was done? I don't know. Maybe not. Because did they adapt any of the MCU movies? And I know they did prequels, like you mentioned, Wes, but did they adapt any of the movies? I wonder. I don't think they did any of the MCU ones. And they didn't adapt any of the shitty, Snyder or any of those other stupid ass DC movies either. I don't think. I guess that's, again, as the kids say, not a thing anymore. That's an outdated thing, right? And if we're being honest, a lot of the movie adaptations were crappy, but I loved, even though Dave Cockrum, I thought, Klaus Janson was very powerful over him on Star Trek, the motion picture adaptation, but I loved it. Wagner, I've seen a few of those. I don't have any of the TV-21 British Star Trek stories. I have an IDW hardcover book, hardbound one that reprints a lot of those TV-21 Star Trek stories. So I have read some of them. Canadian Spez Mondays have been so busy for me, man. I'll try to be here more. Clobberin Times, love, Mark C. Comics Talk. Well, thank you, buddy. And have you read any more of those Spider-Man comics? Probably the Star Wars. Prequels or sequels? Did they adapt those? Maybe they did. Okay. Maybe they did. Okay. I'm sure they probably did, I guess. But I guess it's not a big deal now. So, yeah. But yeah, Gwagnar, I have 3 of these IDW hardcovers that have the 2 of them have the Star Trek newspaper strips from the Los Angeles Times, and one of them has a bunch of the British Star Trek strips. A lot of them are from Joe 90 and TV-21. So yes, the answer to your question, the long answer question is yes. So there you go. What? Okay, so Pod Racing says they did adapt the sequel trilogy. Ugh. But I hear, thank you. So they did. Okay, still, I guess it's something they're not doing anymore. Okay, whatever, man. But I have a couple of them. They also have Silver Surfer and the Spider-Man stories in them. I'm not sure what you're referring to there, Gwag, but okay, let's see. I've read all 10 comics, Clobby, a few times and just found a neighbor who has some from the same series. He's referring to some of those mid-70s, or at least he was. The other ones, Ross Andrew, Amazing Spider-Man run. That was such a fun stream. Thanks for doing that. It was a fun stream for me, too. For those who are wondering, our good buddy Cardinal Sen, a few months back, since Canadian Spider-Man had never read any of the Spidey comics in spite of his namesake, Cardinal sent him a bunch of comics that he some kind of at random. There were some gaps here and there, but they were from the mid '70s. The run of Ross Andrew at the time Ross Andrew was on the series. Around the time that I got started on him, really, and he read a bunch of them. He did like a reaction stream, and I was on there with him. I was honored to be a guest talking about that, and it was a lot of fun. Yes, TV21 Comics. I've only seen it once last year, but I'm still in shock from the Wookiees. Keep your physical media. Brian says the Battlestar Galactica comics were good. Yes, I loved them so much. I got the subscription. I got given a subscription for Christmas, I think it was, or birthday or whatever that year. 78, 79, whatever. And I loved it. And I loved the show, and I loved especially later when, Walt Simonson just did art at first, but later I think it was his first writing assignment at Marvel, if I remember correct, maybe ever. Some say maybe his first writing ever. I don't know. I think he said that, but I could be mistaken. But anyway, I love Simonson on the Galactica comic, and then of course, before my subscription ran out, it got canceled. They canceled it. Damn it, son of a bitch. Oh man, it pissed me off because I love that comic, and I really loved his stuff on it. I love Simonson on there. So of course it had to be dead. They had to kill it because I liked it. You know how that goes. Yeah. So what are you gonna do? The adaptation of the quote unquote movie or first 3 episodes of Galactica Saga Star World, Ernie Colon, not knocking Ernie Colon or anything, is I don't know about and then after that I guess it was somebody, Klaus Janson, and somebody did the 2 more episodes. Canadian Spider-Man said, I grew up with the 60s Spider-Man series playing all the time, but have never read the comics until this year. That was a fantastic stream, Clubby. Didn't realize how physical Spidey is versus villains. Well, there you go. I'm glad you enjoyed those, man. I just, in fact, I was talking earlier. I don't know if you were here. I've been going back and reading a bunch of these older comics. And last week, in my daily mission to read at least 2 or 3 old comics, and not quite, a little bit of random, I just reread a couple of those Ross Andrews Spideys. The one, I forget the issue numbers, with a Nightcrawler. I remember buying it off the stand with Nightcrawler and the Punisher that crossed that 2-parter. I think it was the first appearance of Jigsaw or something. And I just love those Andrew issues so much. I love them. And so, yeah, I hear you, dude. And yeah, that's right. The issue of Galactica that was redrawn Tarzan comic was hilarious. That's right. They it was pretty weird stuff. They had Apollo in that episode or in that issue, like swinging from trees and stuff like Tarzan. I'm going to go back and read that soon. Just for the fun. I haven't read those Galactica comics in years also. Brian Hepburn says, I have them, but the Marvel Super Special number 8, Battlestar Galactica, is all wrinkled with tears being so big. With tears being so big, it didn't fit in my backpack. Oh, yeah, I got you. Well, they also did a smaller, didn't they do? I have the, that's, of course, is the treasury size one. And there's also a little paperback A couple of them, I think, actually, that reprint those. Another one that reprints the first couple of issues, like they adapted the episode Lost Planet of the Gods. So that was fun. So yeah, but yeah, it's so much fun going back and reading these, man. I'm just loving it. Yeah. Battlestar Apollo against Apollo Creed, make it happen. Yeah, Apollo was Tarzan in those in that thing. That's crazy. Oh shit! But yeah, I need to go back and read that. I've been. What have I read? What did I read? Did lately? Today I read. I'm trying to do it every day now. I read. Come on, man! You need to remember what you read. Ugh. What the hell's wrong with you, boy? Oh yeah, I read Brave and the Bold issue by Alan Brenner, a couple of Marvel 2-in-1s, and a Nova issue. I got 4 to report. So yeah, and so. And then they countered by making a 2-part John Carter story into a Star Wars comic. That's right. Yeah, they turned the Martians into giant stormtroopers. Remember? Oh, absolutely. That was an annual. No, it wasn't an annual. It was regular issues. Was that a God? I could see the cover in my head. I don't think it was an annual though. Was it an annual? Maybe not an annual. But they got to reuse them when they can, dude. That John Carter issue. You know, that's another one, dude. Yeah, I know. And you know what? That magazine size BG, that's the one I want. I never saw that anywhere. Not an annual, Wagner. Okay, what an annual. Everything's an annual to me these days now. I reread an annual today. That's why I was thinking about an annual. Remember annuals? Who remembers annuals? Boy, that was fun. Man, going back and reading these, I don't care how hokey some of the purple prose dialogue is or any of this stuff, or how goofy some of the stories are. It's just fun. It's just so much fun reading them. Especially, the great art. When they have great art. And I loved annuals. I remember one of the first annuals I got was it Daredevil annual. Which one was the one with number 4 maybe? With that great Gil Kane cover. Now the inside was by D. Bud, George Tusker. Now I got to find that cover because I need to reread that. Daredevil and Black Panther and Submariner. All right, let me see what issue it was. Annual. I think it was number 4. Let me try 4. Yep. Number 4. What is it? It's the comics you remember, dude. It's crazy. This is one of the greatest covers ever, I think. Oh, man, come on. I'm going to load. Load, damn it. Oh, anyway. My first annual was oh man, that's the greatest one of the greatest annuals ever. D Bud says my first annual was Fantastic Four #6, Bertha Franklin. Yes, greatness. The Kiss ones are still some of my favorites for nostalgia. Says Brian. Sure. Yeah, not an annual. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got annuals on the brain for some damn reason. All right, let's see here. Did I put that in the right spot? Shite. All right, save. Let me share. So this, obviously you'll all remember it, but I just love looking at it. What can I tell you? Well, be that way. Can't find a good scan of it, so. But you all remember that one. I tracked down that BG magazine size issue last year. It's the one where they drew Ty as a white guy. Holy shite. Was that was it an issue of Marvel Super Special, or was it independent of that? I can't remember. But I love this damn cover, man. Wish we got a better picture of it. Wish we'll find a better picture of it. Well, I can't find a better picture of it because Marvel's being a fraggle. Frism, frasm, friggle, frack. And people keep texting me. Who's texting me? Oh, there he is, right there. I can send you a link if you have headset text. I called you text. Just kidding. Man, I'm senile. I can send you a link there, Wes, if you'd like to come hang out, brother. I'd love to have you, but I got to send it through Facebook. There's no call-in mechanism, but I'd sure love to have you hang if you're game. You've been on once before. Huh? You just need you got to have the Well, you could do it through your phone, but you just I got to send you the link. And the only way to send you a link from this is there we go. On Facebook is the only way I could do it. And I've sent you one on Facebook. And there's Mark D.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, dude?
Better than my Giants. Well, I don't own the team actually, but
sorry about the Giants there, bro.
That's okay. It's just they haven't been good in years, so it's it would have been kind of nice to beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, you were hanging there a little bit. Yeah. I could see.
Receivers that make $20 million a year just drop balls in their chest, but I'd like to be that much of a screw up and make $20 million a year. That's
one of the things. Sports is one of those jobs you can get paid ridiculous money to suck at your job. Yeah. I mean, I know people who do normal jobs might suck at their job sometimes and still get fired. But if you could suck at your job and have job security, at least for short periods of time, and just drop passes right in your damn face.
Well, you get paid at least, right? Yeah. No, I mean we all have bad days and stuff, but it's when you screw up. I mean, it's a lot of pressure, but
right.
You screw up like that, not too good.
Yeah. Well, sorry about that.
Who's that on the cover? Is that doesn't look like Namor?
Hmm?
That's not Namor on the cover.
How dare you?
Just trying to start things up.
Your tongue, sir. Yeah, buddy, it sure looks like him to me. Man, I bought that comic as a kid. And the less said about the interior, the better.
Not good. I don't remember that one.
Well, sorry, D-Bud, man. It's George Tusker. God, you look at that great dynamic Gil King cover. And then you get George Tusker. I'm sorry, man, dude. It makes it even almost unreadable even to me, but I'm going to go back and reread this one. But, man, when I bought it as a kid in whatever year that was, 70-something or mid-70s, I didn't know shit about that. All I know is it's one of my, I was mesmerized. I could look at the cover forever.
Black Panther.
And, I read yep. This is from 1976. Seems like a lot of the comics I'm reading now.
Late 70s?
Are from 1976. Oh, yeah, all 70s. I'm doing a lot of Bronze Age deep diving right now. But a lot of them seem to be from 1976. Because I was 12 years old. I was buying comics way before that. For some reason. Yeah. Oh, there you go. I knew he'd get me. Tusker was robbed. Tusker hater. Oh man. Well, look, Tusker, dude, in his defense, D-Bud, you know that company that I love, TwoMorrows, they did a book called The Art of George Tusker. And do you think I have it? I don't, but I just thought I'd ask him if he thinks I do.
You don't like Tusk at all, or his
I
early
like some of
stuff?
his stuff. I like some of his Iron Man. Man, look, the guy was old. I didn't know as a kid when I said.
Oh, that was yeah. That's what I mentioned. Yeah, because
things.
when he much later in his career. Yep. And you were commenting. Yeah, years later you found out how old he was, and maybe they were kind of just giving him the job so he had some income.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm a horrible person.
Yeah, but there's certain artists you just don't. Not saying they're horrible. It's just a style that you don't happen to.
Well, I'll tell you what we're
like.
Gonna
Maybe
do. I'll tell you what we will do. This is a comics night. We got nothing really going on. We'll examine the Art of George Tusker we'll let everyone else decide what they think of.
You be the judge
of the great George Tusker. We're going to look at this very comic book. We're not reviewing it or anything. I might review it one day. I got to find it first. But I can. It takes me a second. I'm sorry, everybody. I know this is scintillating radio here, but
yep.
I got to find it. You could all shoot him if you want to. All right, let's see. It's
literally.
It's really tough to search on this site because they're like 10 million. When you search on these sites, and I think you know what I'm talking about, which site I'm talking about, there are 10 bazillion. Let's see what he says here. Sent a link. On Facebook. Sorry, just telling somebody. All right, so there are 10 million thing when you enter a search on some of these sites like this, there are 10,000 trillion titles come up. So here we go. All right. Okay. Let's look at a comic before we finish up tonight.
Sure.
And hopefully, and we'll check the poll in a minute here. Oh, Canadian Spider-Man said, all the comics you covered with me on the channel were from 1976. Yes, they were. Coincidentally, that's a year. Hey, Pleasant Valley Picker. Good to see you. Hopefully, my friend Wes, I hope he's getting his stuff ready if he wants to come in.
Not to be a nitpicker, but I think there was some from '77 because one of the first comics I ever got was on that show, and the Canadian Spider-Man show with.
Oh yeah.
There was. Yeah, no. Yeah, it was just funny because I'm just joking. It doesn't matter, but just because I think that's the first Spider-Man comic I ever read was one of the ones that Cardinal Sin sent you. That was a great run. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And my first comic, I just happen to know the first comic my grandfather got me was Adventure Comics in 1977. So that's kind of like before, but I have like a timeline before my grandfather and after my grandfather.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Minutia.
Well,
yeah.
You go to a cover like this by Gil Kane, which is just spectacular. And look, by the way, we got a movie coming up, and look who's together. I mean, look who's on the same cover. Yep. Weird, huh?
And Daredevil's allegedly back in the MCU too, right? Not that we want to mention that, but I guess he's going to be on this week, maybe. I don't know.
Yes. No. Yeah. I think he's going to be on the next 3 episodes.
Yeah. Okay.
So then you go to George Tusker and Frank Chiaramonte. Chris Claremont and Marv Wolfman did the writing. D-Bud, I'm not doing this to be mean to you. You know that, buddy. That's okay stuff right there. Decent
Yeah.
Page, it's fine. It's not Gil Kane, but not so bad. Not so bad, I gotta say. Because, I've seen some bad stuff by Tusker, but they've all done bad stuff. Yeah, it's all right.
Get that smooching off of there. I'm a kid. I don't want to see anyone smooching when you're 10 years old, right?
What are you,
when you're
Raquel?
Yeah, when you're 10 years old, right? Yeah.
I got you. The childhood
Skip
looks
to the
pretty
good part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to reread this. I'm going to reread this one. I'm going to review it.
It's not horrible, no.
Yeah.
Plus, the newsprint doesn't, I guess doesn't help. Of course, that's what everything was back then. So,
look at Daredevil picking a fight with Subby again, man. Haven't you ever learned?
Crazy. I mean, you could just squash him with one.
They already had
hand,
that
right?
fight too. Yeah. Alvaro Carlson, what's up?
That's the one thing in the comics that never makes sense. Suspend disbelief, but obviously with these characters with superpowers. But if someone's that strong where they can, what his Namor can bench press 80 tons or, whatever, he's one of the more powerful characters. I mean, if someone is that strong, a human body's not going to be able to withstand that kind of force. So,
yeah, but he was taking it easy on him, and then boom.
Yeah. That's a good panel. Woolworths.
Yeah. See, look, I'm defending Tusker here, dude.
That's pretty good action.
It's not. Yeah, he's good at action. I'm going to defend Tusker on this one. I'm not going to show the whole thing because I'm going to reread it. How about that, D-Bud? You can't be fairer than that, buddy.
There you go.
And he was good on Iron Man as well. D-Bud, how about that, dude? Am I being fair? What? I will be fair to him. And then, but I'm just telling you, he's done some stuff that, wow, dude. I don't know, but look, he's good. He's fine. Maybe I don't know. Al Eric is having a quandary. Cannot choose between silver or bronze. It's a toughie for some people, eh? Wes, if you're still out there, dude, we would love to have you come hang with us if you can. But anyway, if you hear me, brother, I guess it's up to you, man. But I'd asked you on the night to begin with. I know you're always busy. I didn't know if you had to work or whatever tomorrow. What the hell's going on? So I should have bugged you. I should have bugged you before the show. My bad. But we'd love to have you on to hang. Let's see here. Okay, well, let's take a look at the poll here. What did you vote?
I voted Bronze Age. Yep.
Bronze Age, gotcha.
Yep,
I would have voted Bronze Age if I were allowed to vote. So we're getting a lot of votes, though. That's good. It takes a second for this thing to refresh here. Come on, you slow ass. All right. Give it a second. Come on. Oh boy, because you got. I'll refresh. Want to make sure, Taking forever, man.
Come on, computer. You can do it.
Hello, computer. Now it's. Oh boy, I should have done that. Oh, here we go. Okay, doke. All right, now I think it's finally. Ready. All right. Okie dokie. We have 37 votes. Wow. Okay. Appreciate all that, folks. Question is, what is your favorite comic book age or era? In first place now. Back in first place. It had a huge lead at one time. Then it relinquished its lead. And then now it has regained the lead. That would be Bronze Age at 46%. Silver Age is hanging tough in there at 41%. And Golden is hanging at 8%, but at least it's above the caboose, last place for Copper at 5%. Wow. Al said with Bronze Age. Well, Silver's fantastic. So, yeah. Wow. The Lynn Rob went. And again, if any of you want to want to give you reasons for why you voted, I'm always interested in hearing it. D-Bud says, now you just need to get your copy of The Art of George Tusker. I will get it. I will, my friend. I will get that. It's going to be on sale. It may already be cheap on sale. Let me see how much that thing is now. On the site, of course, because I only buy for the TwoMorrows folks on their site. So.
Yep.
Naturally, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Where are you? And I got my books in today from them.
Yeah.
One order last
week.
Rub
it in. My Fantastic Four book got canceled. What a revolting development that is.
What happened?
Well, because I ordered the slipcase edition, and I guess that was limited to 3,000 copies, and they never sent any to my distributor, Atomic Avenue, which is not not their fault. They just said they never got any copies, which is horrendous. I mean, it's not, I can't blame them. They're a great company. They packed. You should see when they sent me 2 books this week. They sandwich in between. I should take a picture, but they in between cardboard, bubble wrapped, and then in a bag. So you can't damage it. They're fantastic. So my local store is closed down. There's one that's a half hour away. I guess I could drive to, but yeah, they really packed their books well. But they sent me a note the other day. Sorry, we didn't get any copies in, so we have to cancel your order. I was bummed out because it was the slipcase edition with the poster in it, and it was only $30 to pre-order, so it wasn't too bad. So I guess I'll just have to find another. I'm assuming I can still buy it, like you said. Must be on there, but on the interwebs. But yeah, it was a pain. Like, what do you mean it's canceled?
Yes, that sucks, dude.
Yeah, damn them. I should get a priority copy, right? I'm a junior thing.
TwoMorrows is not responding, man. No. That better not.
The page crashed or the.
Yeah, I can't. I thought it was just something wrong with the. Wait. Oh man.
Let me try to do it on my computer.
The site's down. Oh boy, the site's down.
Let me check it. TwoMorrows publishing it. Oh, it's up for me.
Really?
Yeah. Want me to share it? Is something you want to?
Yeah, but you can't. You don't have my account thing on there.
I don't have your account thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can look at it though. But
just give me your code. That's okay. Then I can read all. Just kidding. I can read all your books.
This site can't be reached out. No, I would refresh it. No, I will give it to you.
I'm joking. Yeah.
No, but I really would though. Reload.
I know you would. Yeah. What's your password? Monkey123 or password 1234? No. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, weird.
Just refresh it. Try it again.
Is that's strange? What the hell's going on here?
Well, it's up for me. So
I should reach it on my phone. I just want to test it. I mean, is something wrong with my computer? Well, yeah. I mean, the answer, yeah, but you there?
I'm here. Yep. Yeah. No, it's in Pleasant Valley. No, I didn't cry, but I was more angry. It says I picture Mark T. sobbing when he heard his order got canceled. Yeah. But no, it was. I was like just. But
No, hey Wes, dude, if you're hearing me, please come on. But hey, Dadman, what's up?
Hey, Dadman. They were playing some Fortnite before with the Dadman clan.
Really?
Yep. Just I jumped on for a couple of games. Yep, he was on just when the Giants game was starting. So I said, let me play a few games while I'm watching the Giants game. And we're worried about those guys. All our buddies down in Florida, Dadman and Lorena, and who else is down there that we know in Florida?
Be safe down there.
That hurricane coming. I guess it's probably going to hit you a little bit too, but probably just rain.
Could be.
Unfortunately. That's still not. The site's still not working yet.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that thing. Wes, if you're still there, bro, please come hang with us. We're only gonna be on for a little bit longer anyway. But man, come hang with us. Come talk to us, man.
Yeah, click the link on your phone. You can use, if you have headphones, just stick the headphones in.
Yeah, it's just.
Yep. I don't know if he's done it before.
But anyway, Dad, man, I hope you're doing. I hope everything's going on over there, brother.
Better stack up on pancakes down there, Dad, man.
Yeah. Pancakes for sure. Now I want pancakes. Yeah. So,
and well, you can't have stock up on ice cream. God forbid you lose power. So yeah, you don't want to lose all your unicorn ice cream. But
right.
Damn it, are they still selling the unicorn ice cream?
Unicorn ice cream. Yeah, he probably has some.
One of my buddies was owned an ice cream factory and had like really high end, like Haagen-Dazs type ice cream they would sell to restaurants, and like he decided to quit his job on Wall Street and buy the factory, and so he's was making ice cream, but then he decided years later he sold the business, but he had a ton of like freezers in his house, and he unfortunately had a huge batch of ice cream, and the power went during the hurricane, and then was it Sandy? And all the ice cream went. Like, Alex, why didn't you call me? I would have come over to help you eat some. At least before, we were all lost power, all were flooded. But yeah, that was a sad day. But no, a lot worse stuff happened. But to people obviously, but that was just like we're reflecting on it. As we're all flooded and stuff. Right. At least you could have had some. At least you could have had some ice cream as we went down with the ship.
Do we know when this bitch is supposed to hit?
A couple days, I think, right?
I don't know. There we go. Then my good buddy Wes. Hey, bro.
Hey.
Wes, Mark.
Hey.
Mark, Wes.
Hey, Wes.
Hey, nice to meet you, Mark.
Nice to meet you.
How you feeling, bud?
I'm holding it together.
Yeah?
On the mend. Still got a couple of months to go, maybe more.
Oh, my. Now, dude.
Yeah, but
I hear you, man.
I'm going to be out of work for a couple more months at least, so.
Oh, shite.
Ouch.
Damn, dude. Well, you're always welcome to come around here on our comic nights or whatever and shoot shit about some comics. I'm glad to see you, bro.
Hey, I tell you, I'm kind of happy. I'm finally able to hold a comic book. In the past week, I can bend my arm enough to where I can hold a comic.
Oh, my goodness. Yikes.
Yeah, you got to figure, man, I've been out 2 months now, and I couldn't even hold a book.
Shit.
Wow.
Yeah, I tore my shoulder up, so it's
nice.
Yeah, doctor got me moving, so yeah, I'm trying to get caught up.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, like sometimes on the Monday night when I don't really do it. Sometimes I don't have a topic, so I just find something and just go all over the place when it's Monday night comics night, and it's always good to. For those who don't know, my friend Wes here, he came on. I want to say maybe about almost 2 years ago now. Actually, it's been a while.
About 2 years, yeah.
It was December of 2020, and he showed a bunch of his collection. He's of course got a site, just an extraordinary collection of the treasuries of the tabloids.
Oh, that's the treasuries. Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that night?
Yeah.
And people, I've told him a couple times. People had a blast. It was so much fun them seeing all that stuff. It's just people, don't get to see that kind of stuff often, and it was great fun. And of course, he and I. This is pretty much what we do kind of here on Monday nights. Everyone is kind of what more or less what Wes and I do when we're talking on the phone together is like different things about comics. We love talking comics, and so a lot of these people here the same way. Wes, they all love the good stuff.
Oh yeah. Hey man, well, I mean, just to interject we might need to do an update on the Treasury thing now because I acquired the Holy Grail this year. You remember?
Let's do
an update.
I got the 5 famous first edition hardcovers in one set.
Oh yes, man,
yeah,
those are incredible.
I got those at Heroes Con, and the Wiz Comics is got a little wear on the dust jacket, but the other 4 are immaculate, and I bought them from a dealer there at Heroes Con, and I've never even seen one in the wild. And
that was the first time you saw it. You're like, those will be mine, but before I leave the con.
Well, I knew they existed, but you never saw. I mean, you saw really rough copies or copies with no dust jackets on eBay, going for $50 to $75. And I just figured, it's not something I got to have. And then this guy's got a box of treasuries on his table, and I'm flipping through for upgrades on issues I have, and I see he had one copy of the hardcover Sensation. And I said, wow. And I pulled it out, and he had like $35 on it. I said, well, that's a pretty good price. Dust jacket's a little rough. And the guy says, oh, you like those? Well, let me show you what I got. And he pulled them behind the counter. And, dude, I just like, holy crap. And
you're trying not to show. You got to show your game face though, if you want to get a discount.
I did. Well, what's hilariously funny is, George Genty, the comic artist George Genty.
Yeah.
He comes walking up about that time, and I know George through Steve Scott. And in fact, my first Heroes Con, 24 years ago, whatever, we went. Steve and I went, and we shared a hotel with George, because he and Steve were both starting out in the business about the same time. It was funny. I had not seen him since then. And I introduced myself. I said, yeah, we shared a hotel room together, remember? And I'll ha, ha, ha. And he's like, yeah, we're not a bed, right? You know, and that was our big joke for the rest of the thing.
Yeah.
But he's looking at those, and he's like, wow, man, these are amazing. I said, yeah. I said, I wheeled and dealed with the guy for a minute. And I said, you know what? It was Saturday afternoon. I said, if you still got them tomorrow when I come in for the show Sunday, I'll get them. If not, it wasn't meant to be. Well, sure enough, he had them, and I think I got a good price. I paid about market value for them, honestly, and for that
you got them down a little bit, right?
Yeah. I got them a little bit. I paid about market value for what you would pay for those in that condition individually, but I was happy with them. Trust me.
But yeah, guys leaving the show too. He always wants to unload stuff at the end, end of a show.
But it was just so funny because George walked up just as I'm standing there, and like you're talking about keeping my game face on, he interrupted the conversation just at the right moment to keep me from drooling, you know, because and I'm like, thank God somebody walked up. Something happened. I didn't, you know, and I even took a picture. I'm walking around the con with him in this big blue bag, and I took a picture of the blue bag, and I sent it to some friends and goes, look what I got. But yeah, I was more than a little excited. Trust me.
That's great stuff, though, man. He's been to that. Wes has been to Heroes Con a lot. I've always wanted to go, never got to go.
Oh man, that's the greatest con. I've never been to San Diego, but I'm a comic fan. I like movies and TV. You know, I'll go to other cons with movie and TV guests. I have a lot of fun with that. But Heroes Con's all comics. There's no movie TV people. There's no booth babes. There's no bullshit. It's just.
Oh, that sounds so boring. No, just kidding.
No, hey, man! This year alone, Jim Steranko, the Simonsons, Klaus Janson, Chris Claremont, Roy Thomas.
Starlin.
I mean, Jim Starlin. I could go on and on, man. It was an amazing show. Ron Wilson, Jr. I mean,
Ron Wilson was there.
Yeah, he was.
Damn it, dude!
Oh, we could have gotten annual 7 number signed. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, he's a lot younger looking than he actually is too. I would not have put him at his age. And
you don't want to get so much. I would like he just said annual 7 signed. We reviewed that. Two of us reviewed that. That's when Mark and I man, that would all those Marvel 2-in-1s. You know, because no one thinks that about him. We never see him at any con. So that
tying it in together, with earlier conversation. 16 years ago, I met George Tusker and I got that Art of Tusker book. I looked it up. It's like $7 for the digital edition. The print copy's gone.
I can't even get TwoMorrows anymore. Oh, print's gone. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, print's gone, but the digital's out there. But I brought my copy, and I got him to do me a sketch. I always loved his Iron Man book because that was where I came in on Iron Man, was with Tusker. And give or take, what the quality of it was at the time, I liked it. So he was my Iron Man artist to begin with. And I got him to do an Iron Man sketch inside the front cover. And it was so funny because he was completely, utterly deaf. His wife had to interpret everything for him and write it down on cards.
Wow.
And it was kind of sad because I wanted to talk to him, and you can't talk to the guy, So he's just sitting there sketching. And these young guys are across the aisle, and they're spending an entire 2-3 hours on one pencil sketch, and Tusker's cranking out figure sketches every 10 minutes that are complete and ready to ink and be printed, and
the old timers.
Quality being what it is, a lot of people are not big fans of his, and I'm not a big fan of his DC work. Now his Marvel stuff I like. Now his DC work, like the Teen Titans stuff, oh God, oh man, dude, that was miserable.
Damn, it's too bad D-Bud's already gone. He would have loved to hear that. Even D-Bud, he's a good friend of ours of the show, and he's a mod and stuff. He wrote a book about Iron Man. This man knows his Iron Man. He literally wrote one.
See that PDF he did? It's incredible.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah,
it's better than most commercial stuff I've seen.
He's a teacher. He's a brilliant guy. He we tease back and forth about Tusker and stuff. That's why I was talking about it, and he would have absolutely been tickled to death to hear that when you just talk. I'm going to have to make sure I tell him.
Well, my first Iron Man was number 57, which of course is 2 months late.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So from being the big one,
right.
But that's like my first Batman. I was late to the party on Batman. My first Batman is an all reprint giant issue that takes place during a month Neil Adams fell behind.
Oh yeah,
so,
one of those big ones.
Yeah, it was all Dick Sprang stories, which are fantastic. And that was my first Batman comic, was an all Dick Sprang issue. A month before or a month later, I would have had Neil Adams. It's just, crazy.
Wow. Hello there, Alejandro Flores Ibarra. Good to see you, my friend. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, man, I got to make sure we tell. Don't let me forget, Mark. Got to tell D-Bud that because we're always talking about Tusk. I'm always teasing him about Tusk, but I do like. I
remember. Yep.
My
memory's garbage these days. But yep.
Oh yeah, his Iron Man stuff when it was inked by Mike Esposito, it actually had some merit because Mike was stepping away from Ross Andrew at the time because Giacoya and Romita were inking Andrew over on Spider-Man. Remember? This would have been 75, 74 in that range, I think.
Yeah.
And so Mike needed work. The book, Partners for Life, Ross Andrew and Mike Esposito, is a fantastic look at their life. It's a great book. It was done by an Australian fan. I can't think of his name at the moment. I guess I could get my lazy butt up and go over there and look.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's a great book about those two and all their tribulations, how Bob Kanigher tortured them.
Wow.
Every time they'd break off from DC, they'd quit DC and go try to start their own company, and it would fail. They'd come back to DC. Kanigher would hire them, but cut their page rate.
Wow.
As punishment.
Wow.
And he did that to them in 1961, and he did it again in 71. And
Jesus.
And that's what drove them to go to Marvel full time. Because of course Esposito had been Mickey Demio over at Marvel for a while, and he just said screw you and went by Esposito because he didn't want to deal with Kanigher anymore. So,
thank God. At least they're putting the site back up. TwoMorrows. It's slowly coming back because I was saying, "Oh no, don't you dare die on me."
That's weird because it never went down for me.
It was up for me too. And now, Mark, what FF book are you talking about? Are you talking about the Alex Ross book? By chance?
Yeah, the Alex Ross book. Yeah, I ordered the slipcase from Atomic Avenue, which is my online dealer.
Does it come with sunglasses?
I didn't get it. They canceled it. They didn't get any copies.
Being facetious.
That art hurts my eyes, man. I love it, Ross, but that coloring. Remember,
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the prototype of this. Wasn't there an issue of back issue that gave the prototype art to this about 3 or 4 years ago?
Yes, it did show some stuff.
And it was like, I'm sorry, the word garish comes to mind. It's just so insanely.
I loved it. It's like this black light poster type thing.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the 80s day glow poured on top of black light posters. It's just.
I love the book. I thought it was fantastic. Pardon the pun. I thought it was wonderful.
Yeah. And that's another Heroes Con. I met Alex Ross right after Marvels. He had just completed Marvels, and I met Alex Ross at Heroes Con, and he called me sir.
We met him before that. Remember?
Yeah, that's right.
We met him in Dallas. Remember? Yeah. Dallas Fantasy Fair, yeah.
Shit, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Dallas Fantasy Fair, yeah, that's right. In '94.
And he called me sir. He and Adam Hughes called me sir, and I'm the same age as them. It really made me feel old.
That's because I stood behind him and said, "Call him sir." It'll really mess him up.
Oh, is that what it was? Huh?
Yeah. So you mean I don't know? I love these colors. I'll show you a picture from it. Let's show it here. I mean, I think it's I don't know. I mean, to me, they're pretty damn cool. It's definitely different.
Yeah, by the way, it's different, but
it doesn't. It's also very different for Ross. Not as usual stuff.
Yeah.
It's a proposed story he did years ago. They tried to get Marvel to take. Yeah,
it's line art.
I think it looks great
right?
there. Yeah.
It's
he penciled it. Yeah. It's not painting.
See, I don't think Ross's pencil work, when it's inked, is really great shakes. I love his pencil work alone. His design work. I mean, my God, we've seen so much of his, design work from Kingdom Come and from Marvels and from so many things over the years. His pencil work is great, but it doesn't ink well. It's kind of like our buddy Mitch Bird. Mitch does some fantastic work in pencil. It does not ink well whatsoever. I mean, some artists are just that way, I mean,
he inked himself on this.
Like I say, maybe that pulled through better. I mean,
and I love the story because it felt like a real Fantastic Four comic.
Because I think he did a couple chapters of that Earth X, Universe X there, filling in with John Paul Leon, didn't he?
He did. He didn't co-create Earth X.
Yeah, because I think he did a couple
Yeah,
of he did an issue or two. Oh yeah, I see there. Yeah, he's that's his look. Like I said, I don't know. The coloring looks like he may have actually shot from his tighter pencils. Maybe it might not even be inked. So,
yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I'd be interested to know that. But it was so fun to see that art. And, I felt like I was seeing, an actual, love letter to Kirby, and the story felt like a real Fantastic Four comic. Was it the greatest story ever? I don't know. It worked for this, and it was a nice homage. So, yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Is it better than the gorilla thing in the Neil Adams FF from a year or two ago?
The which one now?
That FF that Neil Adams did a couple of years ago, where the thing looked like a gorilla.
With the T. I couldn't stand that. No, it's way better than that. I mean, I think this is beautiful stuff right there. I'm sorry, I love it. I thought it was great, and it's so nice to see something like this.
The Torch looks like the original Human Torch, the way it's drawn.
Yeah, he did. Well, that's kind of what Ross does. He's the one that started that kind of stuff with the Marvels, but everybody else looks, yeah.
Do you guys miss it as much as I do when the torch was flamed on? You did not see the features of his face. I preferred that when the torch. You might see his eyes and a little bit of his mouth when it was needed for emotion, but for the most part, he was like the Golden Age Torch. When he was flamed on, you did not see his face.
Now they have his. You see his uniform number and everything. Yep.
Oh yeah, now he's Ghost Rider. Flaming Skull. But
yeah. Oh man, so it was a comic came out that I actually cared about. That was top news there for me. But when it came out a couple weeks ago, because I didn't expect it. So
I'm excited. Jose Villarruba showed his preview copy today of the Absolute Swamp Thing. The Bernie Wrights and Lin Wein Swamp Thing Absolute Edition.
Wow.
He is recoloring it from the original comics, which, Mike, I don't know if you are fully aware, but I own that series, every trade, every version of that that's ever been reprinted of those Bernie Wrightson issues. I have it about 10 or 12 times. And I was unaware that they have never used the original colors from the comics. Ever.
Wow.
And he has gone back, and I'm sure you remember he worked with Alan Moore on his America's Best stuff, and he is very much a traditionalist. He looks at these modern colorists and says, if you're not following the original comics, you're wasting your time, which is true. There's nothing wrong with improving upon the production, but if you change the colors, you change people's nostalgia, and that's going to hurt the book. So he's gone back and he's done some fantastic stuff. He put some samples up. I specifically asked for some samples.
When's that coming out?
November is the first week of November is the release date, and it's the oversized Absolute. It's probably going to be in the 120, 130 range.
Yeah, that figures.
Yeah,
hey Dave. Yeah, that figures.
Yeah,
wow.
In stock trades always has great prices on stuff. I check with them for anything new. Since I don't have a local shop anymore. In stock trades does great prices on things. So I'm looking forward to it. I just bought that damn omnibus last year, and it's great. But this is going to be the oversized, the better color, and it's going to be cool.
Wow.
Yeah, they've done that a lot, recoloring thing and like new improved colors, and people complain. I think maybe some of the Simonson reprints. I'm trying to remember what books it was.
Yeah,
but
the Thor stuff.
Was it? Was it Thor? They recolored and changed the whole tone, literally the tone of the book. And
look at what DC does, man. I mean, they went in and recolored Watchmen. They recolored Killing Joke, which neither one of those books had great color to begin with. It was very much part of the story, and when they redid it, it doesn't work. Perfect example is Crisis, one of my most reviled freaking comics of all time. But remember that really great little bit with the Perez shot from the pencils panel running along the bottom of each page for an issue or so, like a separate story running tandem in Crisis.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But
It was like it's like an issue. It's like an issue or two, and I think I even printed. It was like in a yellow tone, but it was shot from Perez's pencils. They didn't ink that part along the bottom like a newspaper strip. When they did the collections, they went back and had Ordway ink it. And it
so
changes,
changed it up.
Yeah, but then again, that book was one of the first of those horrible plastic plate flexographic books where everything turned to mud, so or was
the
so
flexographics.
bright.
Well, let me ask you this. I was on this place the site that where has every comic ever. I thought about going back and reading Micronauts. Mark here's a huge Micronauts fan, and Wes here, Mark is a huge Micronauts fan.
There you go.
Look at the colors on this number one. I don't know what this is taken from. I think I know what it's taken from, but they've got the cover, the normal cover from number one, the Dave Cockrum cover. But I know that's not what this is from. I'm about to show you. This is from a freaking got to be from some stupid trade paperback or something that they did. First, even though
that's
this
wrong. I'm looking at the lettering and the color's wrong on the Micronauts
logo. Look at this
logo.
though. This really is ugly. Look at this. Hang on.
You didn't even scroll yet, and I know it's wrong.
What in the hell is that?
That's the special edition.
Special edition.
That's the Baxter special edition.
Exactly, but my point is, this is supposed to be the normal news because it's got this cover. Because the special edition cover's also on there. They got it mixed up.
Yeah, the cover. I don't recall where the cover was printed in the special edition. Probably in the back, shrunk down. But those pages,
I know, but that's not this though. That's what I'm saying. See, they put it with the wrong cover. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Because this site has
the special cover on they had a new cover on the special edition.
Yeah, they got Butch Geist do those.
Yeah, I bought that special edition when it came out. But this, I was expecting.
I didn't buy it because I already had them all.
Oh, you see, I'm okay. I'm about to wait around here. Sorry. I'm gonna send Mike this picture so he can share. Okay. I have a sickness when it comes to Micronauts.
On Facebook or what?
I can. What's the easiest way for me to send it to you?
That's the best way to do it if you want. Or
Facebook.
Or you can share.
Okay.
You have a Micronaut
share button under you there.
Yes, I have a Micronaut sickness.
He is a sicko. Micronaut sicko.
I feel bad for you.
The least of my Micronaut sickness is that I had to have both versions of the artist edition. When they did the Michael Golden,
how many of those
special
editions
I had to
they do?
Both of them.
I saw Michael Golden at Comic-Con this year, and they wanted to sell the book to me for $500.
No. I walked, and that was the regular one. He was going to do a sketch inside of it. He's got that on eBay. He's got his what do you call it? His proof, and he'll do a sketch in the cover for you for $500. I'm like, kiss my ass. But sorry out there, everybody. Forgive my language. I apologize.
No, don't worry about that.
No, I saw him at Heroes, and I walked up, and he had that sitting on the table, and I said, "Hey, man," and he had the standard one, and I said, "Man," "How you doing, Mike? I've met him several times before. He never knows who I am." But I spoke, and I said, "Yeah, man," I said, "I love this." I said, "I had to have it." I ordered the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive also because there was no San Diego Comic-Con last year, so you had to buy it direct from IDW on the website, and it was like click, try to get it, and I ended up getting, I think, number 17 signed and numbered with the special cover and all that, and it was $50 more, and I had to pay full price, obviously, because I couldn't get it through an outside retailer. I had to get it direct from IDW.
Plus shipping.
Yeah, plus shipping, and that
what
wasn't
did that
exactly
set you
cheap
back?
either.
Can I ask?
Altogether, it was between $200 and $300. Let's say.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, it was. I worked a little overtime to cover that, but I had ordered the regular edition from Tales of Wonder. The best part was the artist edition, the San Diego exclusive, came in the mail before the Tales of Wonder regular edition did.
That's funny.
So yeah, and I said, I guess if you get it direct there, it doesn't go.
If you sent. My Facebook's down. I'm having some trouble with my internet, obviously, because I can't pull up any of the messages, anybody's messages.
Really? Well, let me try sending it to you right now and see if it will go through and kind of kickstart you there. How's that?
Even if you did, I mean, it would. What is it? Is it from your just from your computer, or is it on the line somewhere?
It's on my phone. It's a pic on my phone.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Because if you send it to where you're sending it to, the text.
I guess either way. Would you be easier on a text or on the Facebook thing? Messenger?
If I could get my Facebook, it's usually the easiest. I don't know why it's just being a total.
I'll just try both. How's that?
Oh yeah. See.
I have a few Micronauts in my office.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I have a sickness. I have a true sickness, and I had a few of the toys. Now I was I was 10 years old when toys came out, but I was heavily involved with Star Wars toys had just come out, so I made a decision. I preferred Star Wars toys over Micronauts at the time, and that's where I went. And
collected Micronauts instead of Star Wars.
And well, I went that way, and then in January of '79, or actually it was Christmas of '78, Micronauts 1 showed up on the stands, and I thought I literally opened the front cover and saw Michael Golden's name, and I'm like, this is the guy that draws Man-Bat over in Batman Family. To which my perplexed dad looks at me and goes, "What?
How do you know that?"
Yeah, he's like, "Why do you know that?" But so I ended up being obsessed with it, and every issue. And my best friend at the time, he and I, we were totally just enamored with it in every way you could imagine. So
did you send it to text or no, you sent it to Facebook? Yeah,
I sent it to Facebook, and I'll send it on a text.
No, that's cool. You don't have to send it to a text. I might be able to switch it from a text. Right now, my Facebook Messenger on my computer is not working.
Huh.
Weird. I'm trying to figure out. I'm looking at the StreamYard, and I see your video of your arm reaching there.
That's Mark showing stuff.
Oh, that's Mark. Okay, I just see an arm.
He's showing his Micronauts toys.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's one of the ones that only ended up in maybe one panel of the big fight in issue 4.
Yeah, this barely was. I think it was in the comics just one time. Yeah.
Yeah, one panel. It and Giant Croyer, I think, were both in that big. Remember that big battle right before Prince Aragon got captured? They had that and what is the name of that? That's not the.
And this is it's the Galactic Cruise. Oh, no, the Galactic Cruiser. The Galactic Cruiser is the other one. This is
that's the big white one. That's the big
white that's the white one. Yeah. And there was remote control too, I think. Yeah.
Oh my
this
God.
One's a space mobile exploration. No, the mobile exploration lab's the other one.
Yeah, the lab is a little square. The lab is what they came to Earth.
I have that one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Astro Station. I actually have the. I actually have the Astro Station hanging up from my ceiling with a Repto figure hanging from.
Oh wow! I see Microtron there.
Yep, I got Microtron. I never got Biotron, which is one I always miss.
Oh yeah!
It's either my internet or Facebook.
I think it's probably your internet, Mike.
I'm one of those guys that always could hear voices when I would read comics, and whenever Microtron talked in the comics, I heard the Herbie the Robot voice done by Frank Welker from the FF cartoon for Microtron's voice, and I heard C-3PO for Biotron for some reason, which made no sense in my head at all. But those books were so good, and my God, that book just fell the hell apart. After about the third, fourth year, it's a testament. I told Pat Broderick
the first 12 are the best.
Oh yeah, the 12 are the best, and then the Chaykin issues. They were ugly at the time, but reading them now, they're still great comics. The ones with the haunted house, the little girl, and the FF issue with Psycho Man.
Yep.
With Bug's Army, all those issues. Chaykin was like drawing with his feet. But it was written well. It was fun books, and then Broderick comes on and just blows it out of the water again. Yes. And we got the Shield Hydra battle with Karza, and oh my God! I told Broderick, I said, the old expression, the flame that burns brightest lasts half as long, or whatever it is. I said, you guys prove that because you sapped every bit of good out of that book. When you left, there was nothing left. When Keith Giffen came in, there was nothing. I mean, Matt Lowe was tapped. He was completely tapped. I mean, there was nothing left for anybody.
Well, originally they were going to, the first 12 issues I've read were supposed to be, 50 issues. And then they were ordered to compress them down to those 12 issues, which maybe in some ways made the story better, but, we could have fleshed it out a little bit more. Of course, I love that classic first storyline.
Well, the contrary story I got from people involved, which on cause of anonymity, said that Bill Mantlo was writing it and writing Rom, which we both all know, and I know we all know. And Rom had one toy, it burnt out in one Christmas and was never seen again. But that comic went on forever. Micronauts had the toys that were still going for a few more years, but when the toy sales dropped, something about the license fee, they were going to do just what you said. They said, nope, we're gonna kill this book at the end of the story. And the sales were so strong on those last 3 or 4
they
issues.
Couldn't kill him, right?
Yeah, they didn't want to kill it, so they ended that story and moved on. And that's how we ended up with that freaking ugly Al Milgrom inked issue. A gorgeous cover. A gorgeous cover with a Croyer on there, and then in the inside it's like Al Milgrom inking, with like a paintbrush.
Right. Anybody need a Micronauts number one?
Oh God, you're killing me. Last time I was at the con, I was at Golden's table buying a ton of stuff. So he remembered me when I came back, like during the I knew you'd be back to buy more stuff. I bought a ton of prints and things. I was trying not to fanboy out too much. Yeah, he signed like a stack of like 20 comics. The guy came over, oh, this is from dealer so and so. Remember you said you would sign all these number ones. I only have 2 number ones. I should have bought it, and those are actually around $30 plus now.
I don't think I paid more than $1 for any of those.
Yeah, they were always in the dollar bin or the the 25-cent bin.
Yeah, and I found
it's just such a great cover.
I found a 3-pack, the bagged 3-pack.
Oh, you found some bagged ones?
eBay. Yeah, and unfortunately, I got it in, and the bag was open. So it was kind of funny. The eBay auction showed the bag with the books in it, still like it was still sealed.
Sealed, yeah, it's worth more that way, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but the guy, I bid and I won it for like $10, and I got it in, and it was opened, but it didn't matter because that is a true variant, and I have the bag now. So
cool.
Well, that's pretty damn amazing. There are 14 copies, bro.
Well,
I never have too many Micronauts.
I've got at least 10 copies of every issue going up to number 30.
Wow. Up to issue number 30, yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a sickness.
That's amazing.
It is a sickness. That book, it has a hold on me like, I walk into a room and I see something and I go, Gallum and Sepsis, it's there. I can see it.
But do you hear about the guy on Twitter that's not re-inking, redrawing all the Micronauts comics? I was showing it a few weeks. Let me put the link in the private chat. And let's see if I can find
that's a good thing to tell about this.
Yeah, you go crazy if you saw this. Yeah. So when it's funny too, it's DP Banks. Yep. So let me find his page here. Yep. So if you go to if you want to go to it, Mike, or I can share the screen. Yeah, or I can share the screen. Yeah. Yep. Here's
go ahead and show it.
DP Banks. Yeah. Let me switch my screens over so I don't do the infinite looping
don't
mirror
dox yourself either, like you always do.
Yeah, I always dox. That was my superpower.
Don't dox yourself.
Myself. Yeah. So here's so let's share this.
This is crazy stuff right here.
So this guy's a Micronaut. I don't know these people that like Micronauts. I'm just fixing my windows here. Yep. So these Micronaut people are crazy. Yeah. So share screen. There we go. But the funny thing you mentioned is like one of my best friends in grammar school. When Micronauts came out, we were reading them, and we're going crazy. Bless you. We're going crazy. We loved them. And then when they went retail only, we're like, Mom, you got to write me a check so I can get Micronauts. And so finally, Joe, I won't say his last name, my buddy Joe.
Direct sales, he means.
Yeah, his mom. We convinced her to I gave Joe a few bucks or something. His mom ordered, a sub to the Micronauts, so he would read it and then he'd give it to me to read it, and then I'd give it back to him.
Yeah, I don't know why they ever went direct sales with that. It was not really a good idea.
It was because it was dying. Like I said, they'd rung all of it out. It and Kazar and Moon Knight were all dying. Actually, Doug Minch said in an interview a couple of years ago, he said Moon Knight was the only book that he felt was still selling, that he was writing it. He said, but the problem was they weren't increasing. They were maintaining sales, but they weren't growing sales. So, and Kazar was a lost, hope. It was just there. But Micros, man, when they threw Gil Kane on the book, and Kane, God love him, we met him. He was a great guy. He did fantastic, beautiful art for his entire career. But there were times when he phoned it in, and Micronauts was one of those times.
Absolutely was.
You know,
I love it.
And
so what's the deal here with
this in the material?
What's this guy doing here?
So he's going back and restoring all the pages to make it look like it would have looked originally, and I guess I don't know if he's allowed to sell a digital edition or what he's going to do, but he's been working on this for 3 years. I'm going to try to find one where he's comparing the side by side.
Now, I see what he did here. I did the same. Where his unpublished Michael Golden cover. I'm looking through his stuff.
Yeah, he had the unpublished cover.
Thing. Yeah, I did the exact same thing. I moved the trade dress over on it just like he did there.
Yeah, although I do like the Cockrum cover better, I have to say.
Yeah, it is.
But it was interesting. Yeah. So he's continue to review print proofs and make notes for corrections and changes. So I don't know. Is the guy going to sell it? I don't know. You're allowed to. You can't, right?
He can't because Marvel owns half the characters and Mego owns half the characters. And
and James Gunn said that. Yeah, they said they don't own Bug anymore, because James Gunn wanted to use Bug, and I don't understand that.
That's bull. That's
Marvel not true because Marvel owns Bug.
Yeah, but then Marvel, James, you remember that I showed that on Twitter, Mike, when
he said that, but he was wrong.
Yeah,
he did say that, but he's wrong.
But he said he asked to use him. Yeah, but I can't imagine how that could be possible.
Whoever owns, they haven't used Bug since the Guardians series started, and when they passed it over to Bendis didn't use him. Bendis just dropped him when he rewrote the whole thing, and because DNA, man, Bug was part of that story. That Guardian stuff.
He's a great character.
Man, that was some of the best new comics Marvel was doing in years. Was that Guardian stuff that was jumping around from book to book with Star-Lord and the real Star-Lord, not the horny man-child. Yeah, not the horny man-child that Bendis gave us and we ended up with in the movie. He was still a hero. But they were using characters they used Moondragon, for God's sake. They used the female version of Quasar and made her, palatable. So many characters they were using that were fun. They brought in, for example, they brought in Bug. And they never explained why he was, full-sized. They never explained why he was human-sized, but they didn't have to because it worked. It absolutely works.
Just don't explain it. Yeah.
But no, whoever is working at Marvel was just obviously not in the know about that. But then again, there are stories for years about publishers not knowing the rights that they have to certain objects. Marvel had the rights to James Bond for years and didn't use it. Yeah. Well, DC had them. DC published that reprint in Showcase of Dr. No in the 60s. Yep. Yeah, they had the rights to James Bond for 10 years and didn't know it then. Only when Marvel wanted to do Spy Who Loved Me did they say, "Oh no, we've got the rights. You can't use it." And they said, "Wait, we got the rights?" Well, they didn't want to make anything. Well, Marvel held off. It's expired, and they did the For Your Eyes Only adaptation.
Yep,
and then they reprinted it. Yeah, which was some of the better Chaykin stuff of that era, really. And then they did the reprint of the Paul Neary Octopussy in a super special, and that was it. But they still had the rights all the way up through the Dalton stuff, up to 1990. And
they could have been publishing,
Yeah, they could have been reprinting British stuff. They could have been doing whatever. But again, they don't. The right hand doesn't know the left hand. But no, when I heard Gunn say that, we couldn't use Bug.
Yeah, here's the article. Yeah, so he said he tried. Don't get me wrong, I love Buck. I'd love to see him in the comic, in the movies, but he tried and failed 3 times to get him in the movies. Yep. So
I just think the person he talked to was just not in the know. That's
probably what it was.
Yeah,
that's probably what it was.
Yeah. So this guy said, and there's a guy said, it led to an argument between fans, including one who was urging Gunn to do his research because they were sure the director was wrong. Gunn settled the dust up by assuring the fan he had tried to get Bug into every single Guardians of the Galaxy film, including Guardians 3, with no success. You can see this tweet below. Well, Marvel is not allowed to use Bug in films. I've tried to use him in all 3 movies and was not able. I hope this settles your argument.
Wait, settle mine.
Wait, now that you may have just said something right there that I didn't catch, and I read that article with that tweet you're talking about. We're not allowed to use Bug in films.
In movies.
Yeah.
That may be the whole key right there. They own the character because he came out of my. It may be just like the Captain
They don't have
Marvel,
the film rights.
Shazam thing. They can make a movie called Shazam, but they can't call him Captain Marvel in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. That may be what he's getting, the wall he's hitting with it.
It could be what it is.
Because that'd be a great character. God. Yeah.
Did you see this has been 10 years ago at least. They did a mini series that spun out of a Hulk issue, and it was the Enigma Force, and it was the Marvel remains of the Micronauts, and they were trying to kickstart a new run. It was right just before that Guardians of the Galaxy series started, I want to say, before Annihilation started. And it was, God, I'll have to look it up now. It was something with the Enigma Force. And it was actually pretty good.
Was Commander Rand in it?
Yeah, it was Rand.
Yeah, Commander Rand and Bug and
Mary, Ron, and Bug, and a handful of others. I want to say.
Yeah, because they can't use a Croyer, I guess.
Yeah, well, remember when they put them in? God, they bounced around. They put them in Cable, for God's sake, and they introduced a new version of Karza who looked like a cross between Karza and Feroid, and gave him a new name. They introduced a new version of a Croyer. They had Huntar, which was a crap character. They had Bug and Firefly.
Yeah, you don't like Huntar? I like Huntar.
No, Huntar. Okay, Huntar was like Mudman. I mean, he was like Clayface. That's what he looked like.
Yeah, he could do whatever, change his body or whatever. Yeah,
that just to me, that was Mantlo run out of steam. You know. Oh, I can't think of anything. Let's make a shapeshifter. When a comic book has a shapeshifter, it's the equivalent of a sitcom having a woman get pregnant. When a sitcom woman gets pregnant because they've run out of ideas. So we're going to have a kid. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah. You know, I often laugh. You know the girl in the first Avengers movie, the waitress that Cap saves, and then we see her at the end?
Yeah.
And,
they were supposed to have her as a girlfriend, maybe, right?
Yeah, and they kind of kicked it aside. They even joke around saying she was going to be Bernie Rosenthal for a while.
She didn't look anything like her, but yeah, I guess so.
Well, what does in the Marvel Universe?
Yeah.
But anyway, she was actually a child actor. She was in What Women Want. She was Mel Gibson's daughter. But I laughed. I was sitting in the theater, and when that's over, I looked at my buddy who was with me, Carl, and I said, you know, her greatest claim to fame originally was that she was the unwanted fourth child on, what was the Alan Thicke show? Growing Pains.
Growing Pains, okay,
Yeah. Yeah, she was like the kid that they were pregnant one season, and they jumped 5 years in the future, and they had a 5-year-old. That was her. And I'm like, and now she's Captain America's girlfriend. Yeah,
they could have done that, and they just chose not to.
Yeah,
this is pretty cool stuff right here. Look at Psycho Man.
That's Chaykin, actually. That's Chaykin, actually.
Speaking of Micronauts, as we are, this has kind of gone in a direction. I met Bob Hall at HeroesCon. Are you aware that Bob Hall did the very first ever presentation art for Micronauts at Marvel?
Oh,
wow! He did a double page spread, and it's out there on the internet if you Google for it, and it pretty much looks like the toys. There's no Commander Rand, there's no Mars, there's no Bug. Bug. Well, actually, Rand is there as Space Glider, and Bug is Galactic Defender, as we know. And but it was a piece. I had a chance to ask him. I said, Bob,
is this it? Yeah, that's it, I think, right?
Let's see. I'm waiting for my page is loading slowly.
Yeah, it'll go slow. Oh, well, there's a delay too. Yep.
Yeah,
that's it. Yes. That's it. And it's a nice piece of art. I mean,
nice. Yeah.
It's a good piece, and it's representative of what
Bob was okay. I mean, he did some okay stuff, but yeah,
and
not dynamic or anything.
That's exactly this time traveler. That's
it's got the toys.
That's how Croyer looked with the glider with propellers there, and that's Bran or so that is the toys, and Microtron looks like Microtron. Yep.
Yeah, he said he worked. You know, he was an editor and he worked on staff. He was in the Marvel offices every day. He said he was tasked with putting that together to take upstairs to say, hey, this is what we can make the comic look like from these toys, and that's what Shooter used to sell it, was that piece of art. And he said I said, well, why didn't you continue with it? How did Mike Golden get it? He said he walked in the offices and he got the job. And I laughed and I said, that's famous stories of the comic industry, and
Yeah.
Golden just knocked it completely out of the park and into the next town with that book, in my opinion. Rubenstein, it's one of his greatest inking jobs, I think. I mean, I don't care for him much as a person, but I can respect his work a lot. And I think he did some great work on that. And I love the book. And then Broderick, somebody mentions on here.
JD Love. His favorite is Broderick. Yeah,
Broderick was doing some. Like I say, Broderick came on there and just like, holy crap! It was insane how good he did in that whole battle with Hydra and Garza and everything.
I wanted to do more. I wanted him to do more Legion when he went over there, but didn't. I mean, Giffen was great, but I wanted him to do more Legion. When he left, I was upset till Giffen came on and did a great job for a while. But yeah,
I just wish they had swapped anchors. You know, Mike, you and I talked about this not too long ago. The last issue of Broderick and the first issue of Giffen, they swapped inkers. Giffen had Patterson and Maltstad, inked the backup with Broderick, which was the very first part of the Great Darkness saga. Right. With Mon and Shady, and I think if they had left it that way, the book would have worked better for my eyes. I love the Giffen stuff, and I love it, but Maltstad is like Wyacek. He traces what's there. He doesn't add anything whatsoever to the work. If you want to see the pure pencils, you put Wyacek or Maltstad.
I never had a problem with him. I mean, he didn't add much, but I liked it. Yeah, I loved him and Giffen on there. Yeah, but I like Patterson though. Yeah, for sure. So
Patterson was from Patterson was from the Terry Austin school, man. Patterson was, he was using Zipatone, and he was adding rounded shading and feathering, and he was definitely doing some beautiful stuff there. And
yes, sir. Yeah.
And over Broderick put so much in the pencils, man. I asked Broderick one time about how he came up with his single hatching shading that is so distinct in his work, and he said it was just something he picked up in art school, and he carried that over into illustration. He never let go of it. And it works. It's very distinctive of his style.
Yes, indeed. What's that there?
Yep. Oh, yeah. There's the Cable issue with Psycho Man. Yeah, They crossed from there. They went somewhere else too after that. I can't think of where they were. They jumped into another book. Oh God, it was the
Starship there. Yep. Endeavor. Yep.
Oh God, that was a beautiful ship. Somebody made one of those to scale to the toys.
I should 3D print that sucker. I probably could find that.
Oh, and what's funny is somebody made one, and it's so funny because the first thing I thought when I looked at it is it looked like a mop bucket.
Wow. You could
in real life.
I could 3D print that. Yeah, that wouldn't be that. I gotta check to see if that's on there. Yep.
Yeah, dude.
This was 96.
One of the Captain Marvel, the Peter David.
Yeah. Peter David had Captain Marvel. Yep.
Yeah, that's where they came back in again also.
I think that was the last time they appeared. I think was the Peter David Captain Marvel.
God, that haircut from Mari is awful.
Bug.
There's Bug. Tick. And there's never been a Toya Bug too. So because he didn't exist in the toy line.
No, he didn't. And Galactic Defender, but it was just the only thing they had in common was they were green. And then they made a blue one and kind of threw that out the window.
But, well, originally they said, why don't we make our own? Then they said, why don't we make our own characters and we have the rights to them too? So.
Oh yeah, hey, well, it's like the famous story of Man from Atlantis. Marvel licensed Man from Atlantis. The book was selling because the show, although it didn't, get great ratings, our generation. I loved Man from Atlantis.
I love the Man from Atlantis.
It was a perfect mixture of Aquaman and Namor. Water, no pun intended, watered down for television. And I loved it. And then the comic, I'm sure, I don't know if you guys do know or not, the famous story, the publisher at Marvel said, okay, we got this comic, Man from Atlantis. What is that? Why are we paying for that? And the guy said, it's about this. It's a TV show. And he goes, wait a minute, don't we already own the Submariner? Well, yeah. Are we publishing the Submariner? No. So he told them to cancel Man from Atlantis, and that's when they brought back Submariner.
It's like Galton.
Yeah.
It was James Galton, that jackass.
Either Jim Galton or Mike Hobson, one of those two.
One of those two. Yeah.
And but yeah,
I love this '90s art.
Yeah. Oh God, that '90s stuff, man.
Cable.
I usually don't actually like this.
Oh yeah.
I usually don't like '90s art, but I like this. This is pretty good.
That Bug one shot was by Mike.
That was good.
Derek Oakwin. or Derek Donovan now, if you prefer.
Yeah,
he did a great job on that one shot. I kick myself for
Good
not
night,
going
Dad,
to
man.
them.
Good night, Dad, man. See you later, bro. We're about to finish up, but
Yeah.
But good to see you, man. Be careful with that hurricane, man. You go be safe out there.
Yep.
God bless. Be careful out there.
Yeah, but he's right there in the target, I think. And hopefully, I hope it misses you, brother. You and the family be safe, pal. There you go.
Cool. Well, that's a good cover, yeah.
No, this stuff, man. I kick myself for not getting Derek and getting some of those pages, Mike. When he did that book, you know, he had a bunch of them for sale. You know. Come to
back in the day.
You had that.
And didn't do it.
You didn't get any of them. Yeah, I think Claude got some. I don't know if he got pages from that though. You have that book, of course, Mark. That Bug.
I have the single. Yeah, I have the one shot by Bug. Yeah,
it's like you're saying. The buddy of ours did that.
Buddy. Oh, he did.
Guy from New Orleans. His name is Derek Oakland. He goes by Derek Donovan now because
he was Derek Oakland there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now stupidest reason ever to change your name. Oh, not enough people can say it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're an artist. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of my thought is if they can read your name, they can.
I don't know if it's Buscema or Buscema to this day or whatever, but
Buscema. But a lot of people still say Buscema.
Buscema, yeah.
Buscema. Yeah. Oh, when I first started going to conventions in the 80s, I would corner people and ask them, "How do you say this guy's name? How do you say this guy's name? How do you say this guy's name?" And,
I learned it because at Nova Comic. Remember when Sal met Nova and he said, "Hey, you're Sal. You must be Sal Buscema." He said, actually, that's Buscema as in he phonetically Buscema.
Well,
that's how you say it.
That's like our buddy Carl. Carl pronounces it Khazar instead of Khazar.
I always say Khazar.
I've said Khazar too. I used to think it was Khazar.
Khazar.
It is confusing. I recently completed the Astonishing Tales and Khazar run from the 70s.
Nice.
And there's actually in several issues, they make a point in context of the story. Somebody will say his name and they'll say, it's not pronounced that way. It's Khazar.
Well, we have a good buddy here that I think he had to leave. He used to here with us, Maddie's daddy, buddy Steve Mitchum. And he gets upset when people say Shang-Chi instead of Shang-Chi. And he gets upset when everyone says Namor instead of Namor.
He says Namor.
I say Namor, and I know it bugs him, and he's not here right now, but he'll get on me later. I'm just so used to saying Namor. He claims it's Namor. I don't know.
But
are you gonna fight Thor?
Everyone says Namor.
Hey, it's backwards. It's backwards Roman, okay? It's backwards Roman. My great grandfather was actually in World War II on a PT boat, and when I was a kid, I took a Submariner comic to him and asked him, because I had an argument with a kid at school, is it Submariner or Submariner? And he laughed. Now, this is what's so cool about my great-grandfather now. My great-grandfather was on a freaking boat in World War II now when the Submariner comic came out. And he looked me dead in the eye and said, if you were on a submarine, you were a submariner. But that comic book's called Submariner.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like,
that's what we always called it.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Because here's the cool part. My great-grandfather never read a comic book in his life, I don't believe. But he knew that because he knew guys on the boat that read it, and knew, he knew who Human Torch was. He knew who Captain America was. I mean, what do you say? I mean, when you're on a boat in the middle of the ocean, during a war, you only got so much reading material, I guess, But
no, JD, good night, buddy. I think you're so. All right, everyone, we're gonna start wrapping it up here, folks.
Yeah.
Almost got to to the 3 mark there, man. I'll tell you what. I was glad I was a nice surprise getting to hang with you a little bit tonight, Wes. But we need to do it more often. We need to come on here. I know you come on the comic show or the Wednesday show sometimes. We need to hang, buddy.
Mike, do you want to have these people that like Micronauts on your show all the time?
That's true. I'll take it back. I don't want the scum of the earth Micronauts fans on there.
Hey, all those Micronaut fans, all we ever have is small talk. But
not a pump on it. I was going to start rereading that because I hadn't read like that.
You should reread it.
Yeah, but again, that site I won't talk about. I shouldn't. That's all right. They had that. I bought that special edition and thought it was garish even back then. Once you get past the reprints part, it's good. They got normal reprints of them.
Where is that?
Well, just read the 1 through 12. We'll tell you when we're off. I'll put it in the private chat.
I'm not going to get in trouble. It's a site that has every comic ever made on there called readcomic.com. I've been doing is for the past couple weeks. Every day, at least try like 2 or 3 old. I'm going kind of random, 2 or 3 old comics, and bronzer and such a day. Just kind of it's just fun. I'm enjoying it. And I'll be doing some reviews and stuff soon about them, and that is one. I random go, let me try Micronauts. What the hell? I don't know if I ever read the first couple of ones. If I did, it's since forever. And I looked at that art. I'm like, this is from that fucking, was it that special edition? I remember buying that when it came out and said it was really cool looking. But now I'm looking at this art. It's like, this ugly, this coloring. Jesus Christ. So anyway, but yeah, I'll
But they had the other ones on.
That site's got every comic ever, by the way.
Well, don't forget, I think I shared. I can share them with you too. I think I have them all, obviously.
What? No, you have them on. Yeah, you have everything digitally. I know that, but this site, me now. I'm just. I could.
Even Do they have it on this site or no?
It's on there.
Okay, it's the original one.
One thing about when you do a search on there, you get 50 bazillion titles or something. If you want to say, I want to read an old Batman comic, you put Batman and you get 100,000 titles on there. You got to find it. Oh, Batman 1939. You got to find out. It's pretty pedantic that way, but it's pretty cool. I'm gonna put a link in the private chat there. But it's pretty cool anyway. And again, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's legal or I don't know what.
I don't know. I don't think it's illegal.
I don't know.
So just a quick show note, everybody. I should be on. I might be on Midnight Session tomorrow night. I hope so. Depending on I get home, doing a lot of stuff. My mom and dad are moving and everything. But let's see. Wednesday night. 2 shows. I'll be on with Loki and the gang for the comic book round table, and hopefully 24 will be on there. I heard they had a great show last week. I couldn't make it. And then, of course, Thursday night at the Clubhouse with Raquel and Mark.
Oh, actually, I'm going to be away this Thursday night, unfortunately.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, the Clubhouse with Raquel.
My boss just told me. Unless I can call him from the car, but that won't be so good. Yeah.
Don't worry about it, man. We'll forgive you. Just
survive. Yep. You'll survive.
Well, we might. I'm not saying we're going to forgive you for long, but we'll just talk bad about you the whole time. Yeah. And then Friday night, of course, with Nick and the gang at the comic shop. I'll be on with Nick's channel there, and then of course Saturday night Star Trek. Thank you all for hanging out with us this past Saturday night, man. You were all incredible. We have such a great time on it, and here we go. 4 more episodes of Deep Space Nine that we're reviewing with Raquel, and so just having a fantastic time doing that. And 2 shows next Monday. Oh, we got the Sunday Night Geekery, of course, on Mark's channel. I'm going to do a special review with J-Man Monday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, reviewing DC Comics Resist number 29. We like to just we pick stuff at random these days. I love this comic. And
is that Spectre?
Yes, sir. Spectre, Lynn Wein, Jim Starlin. This one left an impression on me back when I read it. It was crazy. This is a nutty comic here. I love it.
I had to hunt that one down. I was following that story, that fantastic Mongol story, and I had to hunt that one down because it seemed like the Hawk Girl or Hawk Woman, I can't remember which one she was at the time. It seemed like that one stayed on the racks double time, and I finally found that other one. But that was back in the day when you had to travel all over town. You went to every gas station and every drugstore and every grocery store.
Yes, easy to find. Dude, this comic freaked me the hell out, man. It was something. It was crazy. You probably remember it. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. J-Man and I will do a special 6 p.m. Central. He's in the Eastern time zone, so it'll be 7 Eastern next Monday. And then of course the regular show at this regular same Clobby time, same Clobby channel slot. And so yeah, and of course, Mark, aside from Geekery, what you got going on?
Just that I've been just swamped with regular stuff, so hoping to get a couple review videos out on some new toys that I got, the Ghostbusters that I got, and stuff is piling up in my closet. Yeah, the Ghostbusters Amigos, but eventually I'll catch up. But I'm helping organize a volunteer sports dinner, so there's always something. But yeah, all right, brother. We always have the Geekery though.
Always got the Geekery. It was a lot of fun last night geeking out. We did almost 3 hours last night, didn't we? But, yeah.
That was great. Great. Appreciate you being there. Yep.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. Sunday Night Geekery. All right, everybody. Well, look, I want to thank, of course, my buddy Mark D with a C and my good old friend Wes. And hey, everybody out there, I'll shout you all out Wednesday night because I know it's been late. Eric K, Chris Persia, D. Bud Martin, and all JD Lewis, Canadian Spider-Man, Dad Man, all of you. Dad Man, be safe. You and your family be safe, buddy. And everybody else who was here with us tonight, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Let me play out with the end credits and everything. And good night, everybody.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Well, we screwed up. No, I screwed up. Forgot one thing, didn't I?
What's that?
What'd you forget?
Oh!
The poll. Got to close the poll. We should have reminded you.
Oh, man.
What better way?
Well, I didn't turn. We're not off the air yet, so people who watch it on download can say it later. Why did you, Mark?
What kind of engineer am I?
Why did you, as engineer, make me forget that? You
can't believe I made you forget that. Yeah.
Hey, I'm a noob. I'm clean. I'm a noob. I'm clean.
That's true. You're off the hook, man. But Mark screwed up on that. I know, I'm just kidding. Of course, it's all me. It's a stupid memory. Although, you are you're both 4 years younger than me, so you're both the same year. So, you have less of an excuse with my crap.
Less of an excuse. Yeah.
Anyway,
how can excuse be less? Isn't it still an excuse?
Yes, it can, Mr. Smarty Pants. And this thing's now going. What is it doing? I'm refreshing it. The thing is still running, and it's just sitting there.
I got 47% bronze.
Okay.
Silver is at 37%. Gold 10% and copper 5%. 40 total votes.
Fair enough. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that.
Bronze wins. Yep.
Yes, there we go. We won't even bother with the rest of the credits, everybody. Just thank you all so much, and don't forget.
It's Clobberin time.